How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another part of Steins Gate Zero, live and exclusive to YouTube. I'm your host, Wishbone, for the remainder of the evening. For those of you who've been here before for the previous parts of Steins Gate Zero, the OG Steins Gate, all the Persona, all the Danganronpa, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, Final Fantasy 7, and a huge swath more. Thank you very much, and a huge welcome back to all of you, because without you, there is no channel. Well, there is, just a lot quieter. And for those of you who come across this by chance, maybe you found the random post on social media, perhaps you've been dragged here by the algorithm, or maybe, for whatever reason, you've got interested in my channel. Either way, thank you very much, and a huge welcome to all of you. The chat box is open, so you are welcome to get your chats in there, and I'll do what I can to engage with you all as much as possible throughout the stream. Now, on the last episode of this playthrough, we got ourselves to a situation where we've gone into the chapter Twin Automata, and as you can tell by this thumbnail, we're about to go to a evening party with the girls. Some chaos is about to unfold here, absolutely sure of it. Let's get going. I do love how, like, both Marika and Maho are like, what are we doing? And then in the middle you got Faris, who's absolutely over the moon. The contrast of those three characters there is amazing.
Alright, Cinderella Girls Party, Shucky Sleepy Confessions, yeah? What's wrong, you two? You're so low energy, Nia!
She's not wrong, but there's kind of reasons why.
We don't get many chances to have a girls' night. Let's have fun, Nia! I guess we can. But I didn't think that the important mission you had for us was skipping dinner.
The two of them had suddenly gotten a message that Faris was having a girls' party that night. Faris had asked them to skip dinner so that they'd have empty stomachs for the party, and judging by what she's brought there, it gives me flashbacks to my New Year's stream actually with that Nerdy Hound. That's kind of what we were eating. Potato chips, cookies, and other junk. Fun night, really fun night. And both Maho and Moeka had done so.
Okay, eat whatever you want, Nia. I bought something a little pricey for the cakes and cream, Nia.
Faris started to rummage through the plastic convenience store bags with a smile. But I was halfway to go for a grin and something else. For some reason, I was about to add another description that's not in the text. Stale script. Stale script. Normally, Faris acted like she was rich. And in fact, she was rich. So she could have easily purchased the most expensive cake that either of them had ever tasted. But she realised that the right cakes and ice cream for a party like this were the ones you got at a convenience store. And she purchased them there without any hesitation. So in other words, it's designed to be as junky as possible, therefore you go to the convenience store and you clean them out, and get charged the price of when you go to any of the actual supermarkets. Or the stall traders. Maho thought that must be one reason why the customers and maids at May Queen admired her so much. She'd been working short-staffed at May Queen since the start of the year, so it had to have been hard, but she wasn't showing any signs of exhaustion at all.
What's wrong, Maho-nyan?
I can't say I'm surprised.
Did you fall in love with Faris, Nyan? I always love it when girls fall in love with me, Nyan. Well, it's not like that. Don't be so embarrassed, Nia. I'm happy you seem to like your present too, Nia. Those panda pajamas look great on you, Nia. And just as I thought. It's not that I like them.
せっかく用意してくれたものを拒否したら失礼だから。
It's just rude not to wear something that's a gift.
The hooded panda pajamas that Maho was wearing were a gift from Faris.
サイズがぴったりなのは別にいいんだけど、どう考えても子供用よね、これ。
I don't mind the fact that it fits perfectly, but this is definitely a child's size.
They're really running with that gag, aren't they, people, that she's an elementary school person, by saying even kids' clothes fit her. That's not likely.
You like a little doll, so I'm sure anything looks good on you, Maho-nyan.
その呼び方はやめてってば。
Stop calling me that, I said.
それと、お願いだから毎日別の動物パジャマを着せようとか考えないでね。
And please, don't think you're going to make me wear a different pair of animal pajamas every day. Yeah!
何？
What?
マホニャン、心が読めるのかにゃ？
Maho-nyan, can you read minds, Nia?
すでに1週間分は用意済みだということをなぜ知っているにゃ？
How did you know I already had a week's worth lined up, Nia?
もう買ってあるの？
You already bought them?
Just as Maho was starting to realise that Faris was just toying with her, Monica was covering her mouth with her hand and trying not to laugh.
キリュウさん？
Kiryu?
ないにゃ？
Maho-nyan?
Oh.
ごめんなさい。笑うつもりはないんだけど。
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but... Maho saw Moeka smile for the first time. So this was how she smiled. What smile? That ain't a smile. Unless I'm missing something, that's not a smile.
Maho-nyan, that smile is so cute, Nia. Let me see more, Nia.
Oh god, no! Remember to me, do not press the B button. Leave the B button alone. Faris's eyes sparkled in the dim light. Without warning, she leapt upon Moeka and started to tickle her sides.
Kitchi, 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 goo. Just stop. Stop.
Moeka was evidently very vulnerable to tickling. She squirmed as tears formed in her eyes. She started to gasp for air. Yeah, as I say, I'm not pressing the B button, but the facial expression on Moeka is really worrying me. We're going onto a street I don't want to be doing on the public platform. This isn't an 18 plus stream.
No! Ah!
なんかいけないことをしている気分になってくるにゃ。
Stop mocking me, game. Stop mocking me.
I feel like I'm doing something naughty, Nia.
そうね。
Yeah.
Faris backed off as Moeka panted and gasped for breath. Yeah, I'm not voicing those.
しかし、ものすごいにゃ。
I'm gonna read it, but I'm dying inside the moment I do.
It sure is amazing, though.
そうね。
Yeah.
Faris and Maho looked at each other and spoke.
すごいおっぱいにゃ。
Not reading that out. Moving on! Moeka was wearing a crimson baby doll as her pyjamas. It was the kind of adult lingerie that you could never imagine a girl like her wearing. Game, if we start going into the lingerie party things and we start going on that avenue, I'm done. The stream will be ending. Well, it won't be, I'll be just hitting skip. Of course, she seemed unaware of this, and had seemingly only chosen it because it was easy to move around in. But with Moeka's proportions, she ended up looking incredibly seductive. No, moving on! Sorry. Sorry. Moeka apologised as she gasped for breath. Maho shook her head to drive away the strange feelings. Stop it, game. We're not going into the gutter. Not tonight. Not happening.
まあいいわ。じゃあ女子会とやらを始めましょうか。
Well, whatever. Okay, let's start the party.
はーい。冷やしてあるジュースを持ってくるにゃ。
Okay, bring the chill drinks, Nia.
今夜は寝かさないにゃ。
Tonight, no one gets any sleep, Nia.
No one gets any sleep was Faris's idea of a joke. She had work early next morning. The party lasted exactly 2 hours, and they talked the whole time. Actually, Faris talked the whole time, and Maho and Moeka would occasionally answer. Right, I apologise to all the girls out there. I'm a dude. I've no idea how accurate this statement is. I imagine it's incredibly inaccurate, but I'm going to read it anyway. I'm going to hell in a handbasket. At most sleepovers, girls talked about fashion and romance. Maybe. But these girls weren't interested in those things. Instead, they talked about work and their futures. It was fun to see a different side of each other as they spoke. Moeka, for instance.
趣味で小説を書いてるの。
I'm writing a novel. For fun. Having wrote a novel, it's not fun. Once you get to the editing phase, you want to Persona 3 yourself. It is incredibly difficult to get to the end. I've done it once. I'm not sure I'm ever going to do it again. I'd like to, but I don't think it's likely. She said she'd been reading one of the web novels that were popular lately and decided to write one herself. And what's more, she said it was a romance with some really steamy scenes. Game, if we're not going down the 50 Shades of Grey route, stop it right now! Leave it alone!
Let me read it, Nia.
無理。まだ一章も書き終わってないから。
I can't. I haven't even finished the first chapter. I know that feeling. I've been there. Moeka refused, but Faris and Maho made her promise to let them see it when it was finished. Faris had something surprising to say too.
メイドを辞めるつもりはないけど、結婚にも憧れるにゃ。子供がたくさん欲しいにゃ。
I'm not gonna quit being a maid, but I want to get married, Nia. I want a lot of kids, Nia.
Faris had lost her family when she was young, so she wanted a big family of her own, and as soon as possible. It was probably going to be a very lively family. For the last 30 minutes, Faris talked Maho into giving a lecture on AI research. What? We go from starting a big family and writing a novel to AI research? At a party? does that? Who does that? Maho gave a slightly less formal version of the interview she'd done yesterday. She talked about the framing problem, about Amadeus, and about a future where AIs surpassed humans. It was 2027 when Johnny Silverhand... Oh wait, that game sucked. The AI was broken in that game. Faris was more interested in anime, was interested in modern anime culture. She was into technology and gadgets as well, and she paid close attention to what Maho had to say. But as Maho spoke, she realised that Moeka was starting to look depressed.
Kiryu-san? どうかした?
Kiryu, what's wrong?
眠くなっちゃったかにゃ?
You getting tired, Nia?
そうじゃない。
That's not it.
未来が怖いと思って。
I'm scared of the future.
未来が怖い?
Scared of the future?
そう。
Yeah.
人工知能の研究が進んで、人間より優秀な人工知能が誕生したら、仕事を失う人が現れると思う。
Once there's an AI that's better than humans, I think a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. I mean, she's not wrong, that's been a fear for a long time, that when you get what they call robots in industry to do a lot of like admin work and things of that nature, you start closing offices down. But the big thing about AI is it's a machine, and machines require maintenance. Only when you get to the levels of Skynet and that where they can repair themselves are there truly any genuine, complete losses in jobs, but in terms of humanity on a widespread scale.
私もきっとその一人になるかも。
I'll probably be one of them.
それが怖い。
And that scares me.
So that was it.
Maho thought to herself. She'd only lived with Moeka for a few days, but had started to figure out her personality. She was a very pretty girl with amazing proportions. I might as well finish it. I'd started it before I realised that I couldn't stop myself. And good at her job. But Moeka seemed to think she was worthless. She thought that nobody needed her, and that if someone better than her appeared, they would quickly take her place. And once that happened enough that there was no place left where she belonged, then what would happen to her? That scared her.
大丈夫よ、桐生さん。
It's okay, Kiryu.
そうにゃ、そんな心配いらないにゃ。
That's right, Nia. You don't need to worry, Nia.
私はフェイリーさんやヒアジョーさんのような特別な技術や知識を持っていない。
I don't have any special talents or smarts like you two.
誰でも私の代わりになれる。
Anyone can take my place.
誰でも私よりうまく働ける。
Anyone can do a better job than me.
私は二人のように優秀ではないから。
I'm not as talented as you two.
Yeah.
だから何なの?
So what?
代わりがいる。自分より優れた人がいる。それが何だっていうの?
So someone could take your place. So someone's better than you. So what?
マホニャン?
Maho Nyan?
私より優秀な脳科学者はいくらでもいるわ。
There are a lot of scientists who are more talented than I am.
いつかは私が発明した人工知能が私よりも優れた論文を書き上げてしまうかもしれない。
And maybe someday the AI I invent will write a paper better than I ever could.
でも、それが何だっていうの?
But so what?
ビクトル・コンドリア大学のレスキネン研究所の入り口に一番近い机は私の席なの。
At Dr. Leskinen's lab at Victor Kandri University, The nearest desk to the entrance is my seat.
扉の立て付けが悪くていつも風が吹き込んでくるし、いつも誰かが廊下で喋っているからうるさくてしょうがないけど、私の席なの。
The door wasn't put on right, and the wind always blows through it. And you can always hear people chattering in the hallway. But it is my seat.
たとえ宇宙が終わったとしても、私はあの席を他の誰かに譲るつもりはないわ。
Even if the universe itself were to end, I'm not giving that seat up to anyone.
私より優秀な脳科学者や私より優秀な人工知能があの席に座りたがっても譲ってなんかあげるもんですか。
Even if a more talented scientist or a more talented AI wants it, I'm not giving it up.
人は誰かの代わりなんかにはなれないなんて甘い話をするつもりはないわ。
I won't tell you that no one can take anybody else's place. That's just a platitude.
代わりが利かない仕事なんて社会活動の中ではめったにないもの。
There really aren't that many jobs in society where you're truly irreplaceable.
でもだからって代わってあげる義理なんてないわ。
But that doesn't mean you just have to hand everything over.
私は私なんだから。
Because I'm me, not someone else.
And Maho's rant there is absolutely spot on. Just because people can say, we can replace you, they technically can, but they also can't, because you'll bring something unique to that position. And some people will bring more positive uniqueness than other people, but you still bring that unique point. And there's always something about your work that will vanish, that we will never be able to fully replicate when you go. I've seen it firsthand many times.
私は私。
I am... me?
それにね、優秀かどうかなんて関係ないのよ。
And it doesn't matter how talented you are.
もしフェイリスさんと分子レベルで全く同一の生体ロボットが存在して全く同等もしくはそれ以上の給仕ができるとする。
Let's say there was a biorobot that was identical to Ferris right down to the molecular level, and it could do a better job of serving you than she could.
Oh yeah, that's right. You've been grinning away while this serious talk's been going on, Faris, but now it's about you. Get ready to stop smiling.
それでも私はフェイリスさんに給仕をお願いするわ。
I'd still rather ask Ferris.
たとえ料金が10倍違っても100倍違ってもロボットに頼もうとは思わない。
Even if it cost me 10 times or 100 times more, I wouldn't ask the robot.
That's robophobic.
そこに理由なんてない。
There's no real reason for this.
私はフェイリスさんが出してくれる紅茶が飲みたいの。
I just want to drink the tea that she makes me.
つまりはそういうことよ。
That's what I'm saying.
だから
So,
Maho was getting so emotional. She didn't know what to say next. Meanwhile, on the stream, Avian jumped back in saying, "Hi, good evening to you. How are you doing?" Let's say this scene started ridiculous and then went rather serious. I kind of like that, but at the same time, I don't. Now, how's it going for you? Because so far for me today, I did overtime. It was annoying, but extra moolah, and I need it after having bought that bleeding Nintendo Switch and SMT5 and Metroid Dread. All the money I can get is helpful. She realised that Moeka and Faris were staring at her in shock.
ごめんなさい。私たらついムキになって。
sorry, I just kind of...
Oh, you want to know what Moeka's wearing, do you, Avian? There you go. Basically some kind of split dress lingerie thing. Then you got Maho in a Kuma hoodie and Ferris in her usual Victorian get-up. I'm not quite sure what the analogy is meant to be here, but I did have some reactions earlier where I refused to read the descriptions. That's in the archive. Watch at your peril.
私は私。
I am me.
そうなのかも。
Maybe I am...
Moeka smiled a little.
Maho-nyan!
As for why Avian, because anime trope. Well, let's chalk it down to that and move on. Oh god, the globs are real. The next instant, Faris is on top of her, squeezing her tight. And I do love that shocked expression from Maho there. Yeah, it's actually quite a cute photo, at the same time it has undertones of something else.
Wait, what's going on?
Faris was smiling at her with dewy eyes. Is that the whole ooh kind of eyes, maybe?
That was so moving, Nya. I didn't realize Mew loved me so much. I love Mew too. I'll make you tea for the rest of your life, Nya. Huh? Is that what I just said?
The next few minutes were a struggle to stop Faris from rubbing her face against her cheek. I'm a dude. I have no idea if this kind of thing happens at girls' sleepovers. I'm assuming not. But I'm now probably making an arse of me when I say that. Oh god, Avian, yes. Oh, it ends. Oh, hey! Let's do a quick save. Akabe Rintaro's come to save us. I sighed a little as I got off the train at Akihabara.
考えてみると俺年明けから5日連続で秋葉に来てることになるな
Come to think of it, I've come to Akihabara 5 days in a row. New Year's was our trip to the shrine. On the second, I'd come to deal with the aftermath of that, and then the world line had changed. On the third, I'd come to check on Maho and Moeka. Ah, so it didn't happen at any sleepovers you went to either. I had a feeling that wasn't common. On the fourth, that is, yesterday, Miyuri had invited me to a New Year's party at May Queen Nyanyan. I hadn't come to Akihabara every day like this since last summer.
What's going on with Faris, you think?
さあなあいつの考えていることはわからん
I don't know. I never can tell what she's thinking. There was a reason I brought Miyuri to Akihabara.
Kyama! Alchemy! Big trouble!
Oh, it's going too fast, I can't read it. Basically, something bad had happened at Faris's house, and she wanted my help. And there's been quite a few tips flashed through there. So, Alie, an ancient island in the Cthulhu mythos that fell below the sea during an earthquake. Apparently, it's an undersea city located at 47.9 degrees south by 126.43 degrees west in the South Pacific between New Zealand and the western coast of Chile. The stars become right, a term used to describe a certain stellar alignment in the Cthulhu mythos. When the stars become right, Cthulhu, one of the ancient old ones, will awaken from his slumber. And then there's planetary alignment, the name for a phenomenon where planets in the solar system line up in relation to the sun. This can occur anywhere from once every few decades to once in several centuries. The most recent was in 1982, and the next will be in 2161. There's no scientific value to this phenomenon, but it creates ideal conditions for visiting several planets at once. For this reason, it was used in the Voyager project, since the visual impact is very striking. Planetary alignments are very common in dealing works with the occult. And finally, Pluto, the dwarf planet. Wrong, it is a moon. Discovered in 1930 by astronomer Clyde Tombaugh. For years it was defined as the ninth planet from the Sun, and due to its status, the most distant planet often appeared in fiction. However, later developed in astronomy revealed that there were many other planets that were roughly the same size as Pluto, and the first debate ensued as to whether they should be counted as well. In the end, the International Astronomical Union adopted the term dwarf planet in 2006, and Pluto was classified as one of these, meaning we only have 8 planets in our solar system and not 9. That's my science lesson to all of you, because I know nothing else about science. And I agree with you, Avian. If that happened at a party, calling sexual harassment is probably the best way to do it.
ヒアジョーさんたちに何かあったのか。
Did something happen to Hyajo and Murka?
昨日フェイリスと話した時は普段通りに見えたんだが。
Everything seemed normal when I talked to Farish yesterday.
そんなことないよ。
That's not true.
エリスちゃん、この年末年始はすっごく頑張ってるからかなり疲れてると思う。
Paris has been working really hard the last few weeks, and she's getting really tired.
でもね、エリスちゃんって弱音を吐くことは絶対にないんだ。どんなに大変でもね、いつも元気なの。
But she never complains, no matter how hard it gets. She's always cheerful.
なのに今回は珍しくオカリンに助けを求めてきてるわけでしょ。
But this time, she's actually come to you for help.
よっぽどのことが起きてるんじゃないかな。
Something really bad must have happened. Maybe.
We decided to hurry to Faris's house.
あれ
Huh? We called Faris's condo from the first floor entrance, but there was no answer. Was Kuroki not in? But at least Maho and Moeka should be.
出ないね。
Did it answering, huh?
おかしいな。
That's strange. I tried again, and this time got a response. Hello.
あ、岡部ですが。
This is Okabe.
はい。お嬢様から伺っております。どうぞ。
Yes, the mistress told me. Come on up. Miyuri and I looked at each other, shocked by the tone of his voice. What they had him building? Even when he came to greet us, Kuroki was too exhausted to give his usual elegant welcome.
岡部様。
Master Okabe. Kuroki called my name weakly, and in the next moment he collapsed to his knees like a puppet with its strings cut.
黒木さん
Kuroki!
このままでは秋葉家が。
At this rate, the Akiha clan is doomed. Is this all part of Faris's Chunibiyu backstory bollocks? Because he's her butler and will do what she says. I mean, if I can call up the line conversation, because it'll take too long to voice it all. So you can see there, grovelling. Plans to come alive, let's see we'll break, dreaming of loss and all that. Anyway, there really is trouble. I'm really sorry, come as fast as you can. Paris to work all day, so you're the one I can ask. You'll know what I mean when you get there. Meow and invite Miyushi too.
Ah!
黒木さんどうしたんですか
Kuroki! What's wrong?
岡部様、今すぐお逃げください。ここにいてはなりません。
Okabe, you mustn't escape. You mustn't stay here.
何があったんですか
What happened?
私にもわかりません。自分で見たものは信じられない。
I don't know. I can't believe the things I've seen.
見た何を見たんですか
Seen? What did you see? Kuroki tried to say something, but then gave up and shook his head. And then he slowly raised his arm and pointed to the end of the hallway.
客間です。あそこに。
The guest room! In there! Yep, and I agree, Avian. You think that Forrest wants to keep Maho and it's going to be silly? Well, let's find out. What? That's where Maho and Monika were! Did something happen to them?
Mayuri! Kuroki-san, を頼む!
Mayuri, take care of Kuroki!
Okay!
I left Kuroki in Mayuri's care and ran to the guest room. The door to the guest room was shut.
Hyajo-san! Kiryu Moika! 無事か?
Hyajo! Kiryu Moika! Are you alright?
どっちでもいいから返事をしてくれ!
Either of you, answer me!
入るぞ!
Damn it! I'm coming in! What?
どうして?
How?
どうしてこんなことに?
How could this have happened? I couldn't believe my eyes. Wow. There's the apocalypse, people. Look at all the cans. Look at all the takeaway boxes. Look at all the rubbish. Look at how much tidier it is than my lounge. The scene was indescribable. The only words I could come up with were a palace of junk. The desk and bed was still where they'd been, but everything else had changed. Books, notepads, and other strange objects were piled up to the ceiling in layers. What may have started as a temporary pile of books had become a wall that reached to the top of the room. Walls made of hundreds of books were scattered about the foot of the room, forming a small labyrinth. In some places the path was so narrow you need to turn sideways to get through. The light from the ceiling no longer reached the floor, so small lights had been set up on top of the carpet. They were like torches in an underground labyrinth. Strangely, the space wasn't dirty. The result of Maho and Monika's attempts to maximize their creative output was the construction of a labyrinth in the guest room. In a sense, it was the highest application of the principles of functional beauty. But it was still a palace of junk. Oh, Avian, are you jealous? You want books that high to the ceiling? You just want a library, don't you? That's what you want. Maho was humming as she typed into her keyboard. She had a big pair of headphones on. Monika was kneeling on the carpet with her legs splayed, typing into her laptop on a low table. She, too, was wearing headphones. Maho saw me standing in shock at the entrance and took off her headphones.
Oh, Alchemy! Hello!
Monika took her earphones off too.
こんにちは。
Hello.
わあ、すごい部屋だね。
Wow! This room is amazing, huh?
Mayuri was so astonished she couldn't think of anything else to say. I've heard of that, Avian, about Japan with libraries that have beds built into the bookshelves, but I've never actually seen one. I've seen, like, things on sale that are that nature, but I don't know, it's just that the idea of lying in bed reading, I don't really find it very comfortable. I prefer to be sat on a couch or on a chair. Did these two realise how much it took to freak out Mayuri?
二人ともどうかしたの?
What's wrong, you two?
どうかしたのじゃないだろう.
What do you mean, what's wrong?
何なんだこの部屋は.
What the hell happened to this room?
部屋?
The room?
何かおかしいかしら?
Is there something strange about it?
何から何までおかしい.
Everything's strange about it.
一昨日まではこんなじゃなかった。
It wasn't like this 2 days ago.
ああ、そのこと？
Oh, is that it?
時間が経てば変わるわよ。物も人も。当然部屋もね。
The passage of time brings change. The things, and people. And of course, rooms.
どう？ずっと機能的になってるでしょ？
Why do you think? It's so much more functional this way, isn't it?
No. No, it isn't. All these files of papers here. You've not got any kind of labels to index them apart. Your books are falling into each other. There's no organised structure. Your floor is covered in rubbish, which means you're actually a massive fire risk. No. It isn't functional. It's not functional at all. Ah, right, so Avi, so you basically want the ultimate lounge chair where you can, like, have arms for your drinks and your phone and an ottoman to stretch out on and a massager, and a fold-away tray so you can eat your dinner and then fold it back, and... I know your goals. I see where you're coming from. The fact that Maho didn't seem to find anything wrong with this at all made my head hurt.
探検できそうだね。
It looks like you could go on an adventure.
For her part, Miyuri was wandering through the labyrinth, excited. There were screens to divide different parts of the room. The screens were different coloured baby doll... Why? Why?
これかわいいね。
Oh, these are cute.
色を選んで吊るしてる。
I chose the colors when I hung them.
ほんとだ。萌香さん、大人っぽい下着たくさん持ってるんだね。
Wow, you're right. Monica, you've got lots of grown-up underwear, huh?
Why are we talking about underwear? Game creators, what are you doing? Actually, Avian, the nightgown that Monica was wearing was called a baby doll nightgown. Yes, that's what they think a baby doll nightgown is. No, I don't agree. I don't agree at all.
マユリ、すまんが話がこんがらがるからちょっと部屋から出てくれ。
Miyuri, I'm sorry, but can you leave before this discussion gets any more complicated?
Oh, sure.
I tried talking to Maho and Moeka, but couldn't get any useful information. When it came down to it, neither of them understood that this room was as messy as you could get. Everything they needed was always within arm's reach, so the two of them thought it was as pleasant a place to work and live. This was definitely the reason why Faris had come to me for help, and why Kuroki seemed to be on the verge of death. Kuroki, the Akiha family's ultimate butler, had a policy of not letting a single speck of dust exist in a room. These two must have driven him over the edge. That explained the terror in his eyes. He'd probably tried to clean this room up when they first started living here. Thinking back, he'd been acting strange when I came here 2 days ago.
しかしフェイリスはなぜ俺に助けを求めたんだろう。
But why did Faris come to me?
それにマユリを連れてくるように言った理由も謎だ。
And I don't know why she told me to bring Miyuri either.
それについては、マユシーは理由がひらめいちゃったのです。
Mayushi had a brilliant idea.
フェリスちゃんはきっとね、このお部屋をお片付けしてほしいんだよ。だからマユシーがお呼ばれしたの。
Faris probably wants this room cleaned up. That's why she called Mayushi.
オカリンだけだったら諦めちゃってたかもしれないでしょ。
If you'd come alone, you might have given up, right?
Yep. Because Faris knows full well that the Miyuri button is the big button to push around Akabe. Or Kiyoma, depending on what kind of mood she's in. I've always said that Faris is a master manipulator, never to underestimate her. I was not wrong. Oh. Yeah, probably. I was looking at an entirely new structure. It wasn't something you could just clean up. If I'd come alone, I might have just turned tail and run. It would take a team of professional cleaners a full day to clean this thing up. This wouldn't be worth it unless I was getting paid. I wanted to complain, but I was the one who'd asked Faris to let Maho stay here. I had to do it. We're cleaning this room up today. No complaints, okay? It's the lady of the house's orders. Yeah, good point, Avian. That's a fair point. They probably wouldn't. Maho Morika would also not likely say no to Miyuri.
そうなの？
Yeah?
いまいち納得できないけど、まあいいわ。了解よ。
I'm not sure I agree, but whatever. Got it.
分かった。
Okay.
呼べるだけの知り合いに応援を頼むとして、どこから手をつければいいのやら。
I'll have to call everyone I can think of to come help. But where do we even start? Well, you start by getting Amanda Yuki because she knows a lot about organisation. You get Daru because he's a heavy lifter, he gets the boxes out of the way. You probably also get Leskinen over. He'd find it quite amusing to do it as a social thing, and he's so tall he can get those boxes down from the other side. You get Fubuki because she's so energetic, she can start doing all the scrubbing and get it done quite quickly. And Kaede can bring everything under control from the background. There, I've done your roll call for you.
そうだ。
I know.
マユシーはね、またまたひらめいちゃったのです。
Mayoshi had another brilliant idea.
お掃除軍曹に手伝ってもらうのはどうかな。
Why don't we get Sergeant Clean to help?
Is that her code for, Mr. Braun?
お掃除軍曹。なんだそれは。
Sergeant Clean? What's that?
お掃除軍曹はね、とってもお掃除が得意なの。
Sergeant Clean is very good at cleaning.
部屋が散らかっていれば散らかっているほどファイトが湧いてくるんだって。
The messier the room, the stronger their power level grows, they say.
Is this like the Power Rangers of cleaners? Is that what they're getting at here?
知り合いなのか。
You know them?
うん。オカリンもよーく知ってる人だよ。
Yep, it's someone you know really well.
え、俺のよく知ってる人？
Huh? Someone I know well? Miyuri brought me to the lab. Or more precisely, the Brawn Tube workshop on the first floor of the building where the lab was.
なえちゃん、てってるー。
Nai! Toot-doo-doo!
てってるー。
Toot-doo-doo!
Oh. Akabe's like, knock it off, the pair of you. And Mayuri, I am not having Nai clean the room. Don't you fucking dare.
オカリンおじさんもこんにちは。
Hello, Uncle Ocarine!
マユリ。もしかしてお前の言うお掃除軍曹というのは苗のことなのか？
Miyuri, is Nai your Sergeant Clean?
あったりー。
Yep, that's right!
なえちゃんはね、とってもお掃除が上手なんだ。
Nai's really good at cleaning.
お店も家もな 日お片付けしてるんだよね。
She cleans the store and her home every day, right?
そうなのか？
Do you?
そうだよ。
I do.
ブラウン管はお父さんが毎日拭いてるけど、他のところは全部私が片付けてるの。
Daddy wipes down the brown tubes every day, but I do all the rest myself.
I share your sigh, Avian. It'd have made more fun if it made it more interesting if it was Mr. Brown, but no. Apparently we're going to have our solution is to this room where there's books literally to the ceiling and there's dust everywhere. Is to get a 10-year-old to do it. I remember cleaning the house as a 10-year-old. I remember trying to operate the vacuum cleaner and chewing it to pieces over the cable. I remember trying to iron clothes and burning holes in them. And before you ask, no, I don't know how I didn't set the place on fire. That's not the point. Come to think of it, I'd never seen any garbage on the floor at the Bronze Tube workshop.
別にお父さんが掃除が嫌いってわけじゃないんだよ。私が好きなだけ。
Oh, it's not that Daddy doesn't like cleaning. I just really love it.
ゴミが床に落ちてると片付けなきゃって体が勝手に動いちゃうの。
Whenever I see garbage on the floor, I feel like I have to pick it up.
部屋の汚れは心の汚れだってお母さんがいつも言ってたから。
Mommy used to always say that a messy room indicated a messy mind.
Yeah, your mom knew better than mine. When I burnt my only pair of school trousers, that was when things changed.
なるほど。しかしどの辺がお掃除軍曹なのか。
I see. But why Sergeant Clean? Nai's eyes went wide and her face blushed.
マヨリお姉ちゃん、
Hey, Big Sis Mayuri?
そのことは誰にも言わないでって言ったのに。
I told you not to tell anyone.
ごめんね。でもどうしてもお掃除軍曹の力が必要なんだよ。
Sorry, but we need Sergeant Clean's help.
私は軍曹とかそんなんじゃないよ。
I'm not a sergeant or anything like that.
お掃除しているときはほんのちょっと気合が入っちゃうだけだもん。
I just get a little excited when I'm cleaning.
Right. Between Nanako in Persona 4 and Nae in Steins Gate, Japan seriously overestimates how good kids are around the house. Nanako and Nae are not what it's like. They're far too adult. They're the most adult people in the games. It just does not work like that. Avian, I feel your pain. Looking round the room going, right, yeah. Messy Mind over here? I think so, yes. You can't see her really, apart from the clothes I've got drying on the rail behind me. But you can't see the floor. Well, I say floor. It's more discarded boxes and wrappers and God knows what else.
本当だよ。
It's true.
Nae looks to be on the verge of tears. Well, a girl her age will want to be called Sergeant, maybe.
ねえ、なえちゃん、どうかな。マユシーたちに力を貸してくれないかな。
Hey, Nai, can you do it? Can you help Mayushi and her friends?
軍曹ってもう呼ばない？
You won't call me Sergeant anymore?
呼ばない。
Yep, I won't.
じゃあ、わかった。
Then, okay.
お掃除やる。猫のお姉ちゃんのお家も行ってみたいし。
I'll clean. I want to go to Miss Kitty's house too.
Who told you it was at Ferris the Yan Yan's where we were cleaning? How did you know?
あ、でも一人は心細いな。
Oh, but I don't want to go alone.
大丈夫。みんなで手伝うからね、オカリン。
Don't worry, everyone will come with you. Right, Ocarine?
ああ、そうだな。片っ端から声をかけよ
Yeah, I'll ask everybody I can find.
じゃあ準備するから待っててね。
Okay, I'll go get ready, so wait for me.
うちまで帽子取ってくる。
I'll go home and get the hat.
Now you run off toward the station.
う。帽子？何のことだ？
The hat? What's she talking about?
すぐにわかるよ。
You'll know soon.
Watch it now be like a huge, like, military riot cap or something stupid like that. 30 minutes later, Fubuki, Kaede, and Daru were the ones who answered my call. We met up with Nae and headed to the garbage pit that Faris' condo had become. And then, Sergeant Clean revealed herself before us. I was right. Military hat, called it.
私が訓練教官の天王寺専任軍曹である。
I am Sergeant Clean, your drill instructor.
いいか、この部屋が片付くまでお前たちはシャクトリムシさんだ。地球上で最下等の生命体だ。
Listen up! Until this room is clean, you are inchworms, the lowest form of life on Earth! And the first and last words out of your filthy sewers are gonna be, Sir! Do you understand that?
お前たちは電化製品ではない。掃除機と呼ばれるほどの値打ちもない。
You people are not appliances! You aren't worthy of being called vacuum cleaners!
I'm loving the first Sergeant Tenoji underneath here. I'm loving that.
葉っぱの上で縮んだり伸びたりするくらいの価値しかない。
You're only good for stretching out and squeezing up on top of a leaf!
お前たちは厳しい私を嫌うだろう。だが憎めばそれだけ学ぶ。
Because I am hard, you will not like me! But the more you hate me, the more you will learn!
私は厳しいが公平だ。私の使命はこの部屋をピッカピカにすることだけだ。
I am hard, but I am fair! I'm only interested in getting this room sparkling clean!
わかったか、シャクトリムシさんども。
Got it, inchworms!
Mayuri! I'm loving the anime style for the shock face here. I'm loving that. And even, I don't think it's meant to make sense. She's not quite watched Gunnery Sergeant Hartman in Full Metal Jacket. She doesn't quite get the whole idea.
なに？
What is it?
なんだあれは。
What the hell is that?
なえちゃんはね、お掃除するときはちょっぴり性格が変わるのです。
Naya's personality kind of changes when she cleans, you see?
性格が変わるとかじゃないだろあれ。人格が変わってる。
That's not a personality change. She's a totally different person. Kind of like when I summoned her and Kyoma from the depths of my mind and sensed the chaos on the world.
小動物系の美少女が本性を表すとド S 軍曹化してバトンプレイしてくれるとか。我々の業界ではご褒美です。
No, no, no. I am not reading that out with that expression on my screen. Go fuck yourself, Daru. Not this time.
ダル、自重しろよ。
Daru, can it?
掃除が終わったら急に優しくなってイチャイチャしたがる展開も希望ぬ。
Get the fuck out. Come on. Yeah, I got him. I found him.
部屋の掃除の後はあなたをきれいにしましょうね的な。
Where's Monokuma? Where's Monica? Where's it? Where are all the people to give him the biggest punishments in the world?
誰だ？ 今なんか気持ち悪いことを言ったのは。
Who said that?
自分であります。
Ma'am, I said it, ma'am.
勝手に喋るな。聞かれたらはいかいいえで答えるんだ。
Now talking! The only words out of your filthy sewer holes will be yes and no! Got it!
Finally, Sergeant Gunnery Hartman appears on stream, people. This is amazing. And yes, Avian, very good question. Where is Mr. Braun? Because someone's getting a bounding.
それと答えるときには頭とお尻に「なえ様」とつけろ。わかったか？
And you will say,
I really don't want to say this. I really don't.
Mistress Nye before every word! Got it!
なえ様、はい、なえ様。
Mistress Nye! Yes, Mistress Nye!
リアル幼女から罵倒のシャワーを浴びせてもらえるなんて今日はついてる。
Seriously, fuck this guy! I'm going full force stone cold. Fuck this guy!
何をニヤニヤしている？
What are you grinning about? Ah!
いいか？今からお前を微笑みクマさんと呼ぶ。
Listen up! For now on, your name is Mr. Smiley Bear!
なえ様、はい、なえ様。
Mistress Nye! Yes, Mistress Nye!
いいか？微笑みクマさん。
Do you like that name, Mr. Smiley Bear?
I can't believe I'm actually reenacting a scene from Full Metal Jacket in the fucking Steins playthrough. This is ridiculous! Stanley Kubrick, did you know about this?
なえ様、はい、なえ様。
I'm not reading that.
どうでもいいけどこのなえ様、はい、なえ様って言いにくいよ。
I'm not saying that either.
何？文句があるのか？微笑みクマさん。
What? You got a problem with that, Mr. Smiley Bear?
なえ様、いいえ、なえ様。
バカにしているのか？微笑みクマさん。
Are you screwing with me, Mr. Smiley Bear?
なえ様、いいえ、なえ様。
You check it out and waiting for the scene to end. I wish I could. I mean, I could just skip it, but I don't want to.
よろしい、微笑みクマさん。30秒以内に廊下の雑巾がけ10往復だ。
Now, hop to it, Mr. Smiley Bear! I want you to watch the floor in the hallway 10 times in the next 30 seconds!
さっさと始めろ。ほら、1、2、3。
Hop to it! Go! 1, 2, 3!
なえ様、はい、なえ様。もっと罵ってください。
Fucking hell! Oh. I had no problem with the drill sergeant part, but it's the fact that he's fucking there to ruin it! The thing with Akabe and Miuri was fine, that was funny, but this is not, this is painful! This hurts! At least one person is enjoying this, I guess.
今日、ユキさんが来れなくて正解だったかもしれないね。
Maybe we were lucky that Yuki couldn't make it today. Kaede and Fubuki happened to be in Akihabara, so they had offered to help, but Yuki had work and couldn't make it. For the sake of the Hashida family's future, I was glad. Maho and Moeka had already given up on trying to match Nai's high energy, and were taking their time washing the windows on the veranda.
よし、次。
Okay, next!
そっちの美人のお姉さんたち。
You, the pretty girls!
私、
Me?
美人？やっぱり？
Pretty? You think so?
なぜ我が隊に志願したのか言ってみろ。
Tell me, why did you join my beloved corpse?
私たち呼ばれてきただけなんだけど。
We just came because we were asked to.
そうなの、そうなの。どういう状況なのこれ。
Yeah, what's going on here?
質問をしているのは私だ。
I'm asking the questions here!
私が聞いた質問に答えるんだ。
And you will answer my questions!
ナイ様、はい、ナイ様。
God. Not reading it, moving on.
もう一度聞くぞ。
I'll ask you one more time.
なぜ我が隊に志願したのか言ってみろ。
Tell me why you volunteer for my corpse.
ナイ様、掃除をするためです。ナイ様。
Mistress Nye, so clean. Mistress Nye.
なら気合を入れろ。
Well, let me see your clean face.
ナイ様、はい、ナイ様。気合？
Clean face?
さあ、行くよ、楓ちゃん。
Come on, let's go, Kaede.
ちょっと。
Huh? What?
本当、掃除は地獄だぜ。
Ain't clean in hell.
She's not wrong.
ふきちゃんもノリノリだね。
Cleaning is hell. Why is Mayuri so infatuated? What rabbit hole have I dragged you all down here, people? What have I done? I offer no apologies. Fubuki's really getting into this, huh?
来島さんは相当困ってるみたいだが。
Kurashima seems to be having a bit of a bad time.
そこの二人、何をおしゃべりしている。
You two, why are you talking?
さっさとこのそびえ立つ黒くてぶっといやつを下のゴミ捨て場に持っていけ。
Take that big, turgid, black thing down in the garbage dump.
そびえ立つ黒くてなんだって？
Big, turgid, black... What?
そこのゴミ袋のことだよ。そうだよね。
The garbage bag, right?
そうだぞ。さっさと運べ。
Yep, that's right. Now get to work.
ナエ様、はい、ナエ様。
ナイ様。はい、ナイ様。
No.
ふざけるな。聞こえないぞ。それで部屋をきれいにできると思っているのか。
I can't hear you. You think you can clean this room like that?
Huh?
気合を入れろ。大声出せ。
Put some dumb energy into it. Louder.
ナエ様、はい、ナエ様。全員、おバカな顔を晒している暇があったら、一個でも多くゴミを拾え。
And the rest of you, if you've got time to grin, you've got time to carry garbage.
ナエ様、はい、ナエ様。それが終わったら、家中のドアノブをピッカピカに磨かせてやるぞ。
Once that's done, we're polishing every doorknob in the house until it shines.
ナイ様、はい、ナイ様。
泣いたり笑ったりできなくなるまでテーブルを磨き上げるんだ。光栄に思え。
You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will polish tables, and you will be glad to do it.
ナエ様、はい、ナエ様。
Is it over? Is it over? Oh, we might have made it out the other side, people. We might have survived. What kind of drugs were they on? What does this game need? How about a spoof of Full Metal Jacket? Yeah, that'll do it. Avian, you said you'd be rolling on the floor laughing. I don't want to imagine what happened, what would happen afterwards, but I like the idea of patting her on the head and leaving. It's like, nice try, girl, and walking out. And so the sergeant kept us cleaning until late into the night.
今日は本当に助かったにゃ。フェリスは大感激にゃ。
Thank you for helping so much today, Nia. I'm so happy, Nia.
一時はどうなることかと思いましたが、皆様のおかげで立ち直れました。
I was worried for a while, but thanks to you, I've recovered.
今日は腕によりをかけて料理を作りましたので、心ゆくまでお楽しみください。
I made a special dinner tonight, so please enjoy.
乾杯の温度は本日のヒーローであるナイニャにお願いするにゃ。
I'd like to ask today's hero, Nai, to do the toast, Nia.
私？
Me?
適任だぞ、軍曹。
You're the perfect person to do it, Sergeant.
おかりんおじさん、それ言わないって約束したでしょ。
Uncle Ocarine, you promised not to say that.
まあまあ、お願いするにゃ。
Ah, come on, you can do it, Nia.
はい。
Okay.
今日は
Thank you all for helping clean today. Cheers!
It took about half a day, but with Naya's help we finished the cleaning. When Kuroki saw the cleaned room, he recovered and made us a huge dinner. Naya had seemed like a totally different person during the cleaning, but now she was back to normal. She was holding a cup filled with orange juice in both hands and happily talking to Kaede. I must admit, the whole prop thing that changes your personality is true actually, to be fair. So I remember there was a comedian over here who was famous for wearing like an aviator hat. And their persona on stage was that they used to come out with a load of misogynist, very heavy swearing like jokes. But the actual comedian in real life hated swearing and hated any kind of abuse. It was just purely putting on the hat and the jacket, all of a sudden they totally transformed character.
So you can play the piano, big sis Kaede. Wow!
そんなことないよ。
It's not that special.
どちらかっていうと、私は音楽史の方に興味があるの。
I'm more interested in music history.
ピアノはそれこそ弾けるだけって程度だから。
I can only play a few things.
And it's one of them, what's it called? The Flowitzer, Dr. Phoebes. Is that what you can play?
そんなことないよ。すごいよ。
Too soon.
No, that's amazing.
Kaede's modesty was only setting Nai off even more.
楓ちゃん、ナイ様のために一曲弾いてあげたら？そこにピアノもあるしさ。
Kaede, why not play a song for Nai?
There's a piano right over there. A small, upright piano was in the corner of the living room. It was perfect. And yep, Avon, you share my suspicion, don't you? In the comments, I see you share my suspicion.
弾きたい。ピアノ弾きたい。
I want to play the piano.
人に聴かせるような腕じゃないよ。
Huh? I'm not good enough to perform for anyone.
フェイリスはピアノ弾かないから使ってくれたらピアノも喜ぶにゃ。
I can't play, so I know the piano would be really happy if you used it, Nia.
Yes, there's no coincidental thing there. A game that came after this one as well, Avian. A game that was released 2 years after this one. No coincidence there at all, was there?
もちろん調律は欠かしておりません。
Of course, I keep it tuned at all times.
困ったな。
I don't know.
じゃあ一曲だけね。
Okay, just one song. Yay!
Kaede sat in front of the piano and lifted the cover off the keys.
何にしようかな。
What should I play?
She seemed happy as she stared at the keys and thought.
これだったらナイちゃんも知ってるかな。
Maybe you know this one, Nai.
知ってる。トルコ行進曲。
I had a feeling it was going to be that. It wasn't going to be Dr. Phoebes, I thought it was going to be the Turkish March.
I do! The Turkish March!
正解。
That's right.
Her 10 fingers danced between the black and ivory keys, and a cheerful melody filled the room. She'd been very modest, but it was clear that she had a lot of talent. As the song played on, the rest of the group stopped talking and moved to the chairs and sofas around the piano. And then... Maho, who'd been sitting next to me, suddenly stood up. The sound echoed through the room a little louder than she thought it would.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry.
気にしないでください。
Don't let it bother you.
みんなもおしゃべりしてていいからね。
You can all keep talking, okay?
Maho kept standing up, as if lost in
ヒ
thought.
ヤジョさん、どうかしたのか？
Hyajo, is something wrong?
いえ、大したことじゃないの。
No, it's nothing.
仕事の電話があったのを忘れていて、それを思い出しただけ。
I forgot that I had a call to make for work, that's all.
ごめんなさい。ちょっと電話してくる。
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Maho quietly left the room. It felt like something was strange. I thought for a moment, then suddenly looked where she'd been sitting. Her phone. Maho's phone was still on the seat, so she wasn't making a call after all. I was a little worried, so I took her phone and left the living room. The door to the guest room was open. I peeked inside and saw that Maho was standing in the middle of the room with the lights off.
入っていいか？
Can I come in? She didn't tell me no, so I went inside and put the phone on the
椅
desk.
子に忘れてたよ。
You left it on your chair.
これがないと電話はかけられないだろ。
You can't make any calls without this, huh? And that's exactly right, Avian. Yes, it reminds her of the time with Makise in the university, because of course, recognizing that part of the Mozart's sonata.
ありがとう。持ってこなかったことすら気づかなかったわ。
Thanks. I didn't realize I'd forgotten it.
よほど動転してしまったのね。
You were really upset, huh?
同点？
Upset?
なんなら話し相手になるぞ。
If you want to talk about it, we can.
そうね。
Yeah.
特にどうって話でもないんだけど、聞いてもらった方が私もすっきりできるかも。
It's not that big a deal, but maybe telling somebody would make me feel better.
さっきのピアノの曲、タイトル覚えてる？
You know the title of that song she was playing?
Well, they've already mentioned the Turkish part, but obviously the full sonata is the full
ト
name.
ルコ行進曲だろ。
That's it, the Turkish march. The Turkish march, right?
そう。モーツァルトの曲よ。
Yeah. It's Mozart.
正確にはケッヘル331。モーツァルトピアノソナタ第11番第3楽章。
More precisely, K331, Mozart's Piano Sonata No. 11, third movement.
ピアノソナタ第11番は全3楽章構成で、その中でも第3楽章にあたるトルコ行進曲がとても有名なの。
Sonata No. 11 has 3 movements, and the third, the Turkish March, is very famous.
だけど私はどちらかというと第1楽章の静かなメロディーの方が好き。
But I actually like the melody from the first movement more.
クリスも同じことを言っていた。
And Chris said she did too.
それをね、思い出したの。
I was just remembering that.
岡部さん、アマデウスっていう映画知ってる？
Okabe, have you heard of a movie called Amadeus?
I wasn't sure how to handle the sudden change of subject.
あらすじくらいなら。
I know the basic plot, I guess.
モーツァルトの才能に嫉妬した音楽家の話だろ。
It's about a musician who was jealous of Mozart's talents, right?
そう。アントニオ・サリエリ。
That's right. Antonio Salieri.
映画ではボルフガング・アマデウス・モーツァルトによって人生を狂わされた男として描かれている。
I accidentally hit the trigger then for the phone. I apologize there, people.
In the movie, he's depicted as a man whose life is ruined by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
音楽家としての成功を約束されていたはずなのに、モーツァルトが持つ天賦の際に嫉妬し、絶望してしまう。
He had a bright future as a musician, but Mozart's God-given talents made him jealous and drove him to despair.
自由奔放のモーツァルトの修行にみんなが眉を潜める中、サリエリだけは 彼の才能を見抜いていた。
While everyone else was bewildered by Mozart's strange antics, he was the one person to see the talent underneath.
それこそアマデウスという名前の通り、神に愛されたとしか言いようがないその才能をね。
The talents that gave him the name Amadeus, beloved of God.
I say you actually know the movie Avian. I know of it, but I never watched it. And again, in my music class, we didn't really do much studying of music.
サリエリは努力家だったわ。そんな彼には生まれ持った才で世間からもてはやされるモーツァルトが我慢できなかった。
Salieri was a hard worker, and he couldn't handle the fact that Mozart's innate talent brought him fame.
そしてついにはモーツァルトを追い詰めてしまう。
And finally, he drives Mozart to the brink.
追い詰める
Drives him to the brink.
モーツァルトを生き急がせて結果的に死に追いやってしまうの。
In the end, he drives Mozart to his death.
映画の話だろ
This is just in the movie, right?
私も詳しくは知らないけど、
I don't really know the details.
でもモーツァルトの死には不審な点があるし、毒殺の可能性もあったっていう話は聞いたことがある。
But I have heard there were some strange circumstances surrounding Mozart's death, and that he could have been poisoned.
毒を持った犯人がサリエリかもしれないってこともね。
There's a theory that Salieri may have poisoned him.
クリスが亡くなった1ヶ月後くらいに大学のネットワークが刷新されることになったの。
A month after Chris died, the school networks got a big update.
Maho had jumped to another subject again.
それで署員は全員新しいユーザー名を決めることになった。
And so we all had to pick new usernames.
Didn't we have to do that in Shin Megami Tensei 5 as well on New Year's Eve? Suddenly make a new name because your account was being locked out. Strange coincidence, that.
私は特に考えもなくサリエリにした。人工知能のアマデウスと対比としてね。
I picked Salieri without really thinking about it. I wanted to go with the name of the AI, Amadeus.
I knew that. I'd seen her log in once in Wacko City's offices.
けれどもしかしたら違うのかもしれない。
But maybe there was more to it than that.
違う何が
More to it? What do you mean?
私はアマデウスじゃなくてクリス自身との対比として自分にサリエリと名付けたのかもしれない。
Maybe I named myself Salieri, not because of Amadeus, but because of Chrisu.
私にとってクリスはアマデウスだった。
To me, Chris was Amadeus.
In other words, Maho recognized Chris's talent more than anyone, and at the same time, she was more jealous of her than anyone else in the world. Just like Salieri.
ヒヤジョさん
Hyajo. I didn't know what to say. I could see Maho's shoulders shaking a little. And then... Both Maho and I turned in the direction of the noise. Moeka was standing outside the door, looking troubled.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry.
いいのよ、気にしないで。
It's fine, don't worry about it.
どうかしたのかしら。
What's up?
天王寺さんをそろそろ帰らせないと。
We need to get Tenoji back home.
Meanwhile, on the chat, Queen jumping in saying, finally here, how's everyone? We're all good. Now that the drill sergeant scene is over. Oh yes. Thank fuck that's over.
そうだな俺が送っていくよちょっと待っててくれ
You're right. I'll walk her home. Just give me a second.
ヒアジョさん、大丈夫？
Hiajo, you okay?
え？
辛そうな顔をしているから。
You look like you're in pain.
ええ、大丈夫。
Yeah, I'm fine.
こんなに体を動かしたの久しぶりだから、ちょっと疲れちゃったのかも。
I just haven't moved around like this in a long time, so maybe I'm a little tired.
そう。
I see. And I agree, Avian, yes, lucky to have missed it. The reactions were priceless, though. The reactions were priceless.
それならいいけど。
Okay, I guess.
それじゃ。
See you later. Moeka went back to the living room. That was a surprise. I'd never seen Moeka talk so much before. I'd never seen her talk that much in any worldline, actually. And what's more, she'd been able to read Maho's expression and even worry about her. Maybe living with Maho was having an effect on her.
ごめんなさい、岡部さん。さっきの話は忘れて。
Sorry, Okabe. Forget what I just said.
ああ、わかった。
Huh? Okay, sure.
聞いてくれてありがとう。
Thanks for listening.
これぐらいでよければ、いつでも。
Anytime, I guess. Maho smiled a little and left the room. Oh god!
次はあのお店まで。
What's with the extreme close-up? That's freaky.
Big Sis Mayuri, let's go there next.
じゃあ行くよ。よーい、スタート。
Okay, let's go. Ready? Start.
私の勝ち。
Yay! I win.
負けた。なえちゃんは結構早いね。
Oh, I lost. You run so fast, Nae.
二人とも暗いから走ると危ないぞ。
Both of you, it's not safe to run when it's this dark. Dark? That's not fucking dark. There's more light there in my fucking living room. Dark my ass.
大丈夫だよ。ね
It's fine, right? Right.
It was getting late, so the cleaning party ended as soon as Nai left. It was Mayuri and I who'd gone to the Sergeant Clean to get Sergeant Clean's help, so we were responsible for getting her back to the Bronze Tube workshop. Oddly enough, Maho had said she wanted to take a walk and came along with us.
じゃあ次はあそこのお店の前ね。
Okay, next we race to that store.
よーし、まゆし今度は負けないぞ。よーい、スタート。
All right, Miyushi won't lose this time. Ready? Start.
やれやれ。
Naya was more excited than usual. Was it because of all the praise that everyone had showered on Sergeant Clean?
どうかしたか？
What is it?
いいえ、岡部さんのそういう顔初めて見たかもと思って。
No, I've just never seen you make that face is all.
どういう顔だ？
What face?
なんていうのかしら。緊張してない、リラックスしてる。
I don't know. Like you're not nervous. Like you're relaxed.
初めて会った時からあなたは常に意識を張り詰めているような感じがしたから。
You've always seemed like you were really tense. Ever since we first met.
そうかな。自分では意識してなかったよ。
Maybe. I never really realized it. At this time of night, most shops up the main road in Akihabara were starting to close, and there was no one around at all. The only ones walking down the alley at this hour were us four. I looked up, and I could just barely see the stars past the clear winter sky.
なあヒアジョさん、俺は君に言わなきゃならないことがあるんだ。
Hey, Hyajo. There's something I need to tell you.
クリスのことで。
About Chris.
クリスは
Chris was... Just as I was about to tell her, I could see Nai run across an intersection. Suddenly, a black van with its headlights off leapt out of a side street and almost ran over Nai. Yeah! Watch out! Nai just barely avoided being run over, but she fell butt first on the ground. Mayuri ran over to her. I warned you! I went to run over to Nai and realised that something was wrong. The black van's door opened and 3 people got out. 2 were wearing masks and 1 was wearing a full face helmet. All of them had guns. Freeze! They were speaking in English. What? The time and place were different. But this was the same thing I'd seen before. Why? The flashback froze me in place. The people with guns ignored me, Yuri and Nai. They came straight for me and Maho. I decided they had to be after one of us. Run! I forced myself out of the flashback and grabbed Maho's arm, trying to force her to run. That! Just run! I pushed her hard. Maho had a look of terror and confusion on her face, when she did what I told her and started to run. She ran down a narrow alleyway and vanished from sight. Joe, move! The attackers seemed to be after Maho, not me. They tried to follow her down the alleyway, but I quickly threw myself in between them. I heard gunshots echo in the dark alleyway, and Miyuri and Nai screamed. They shoot? The attacker in the full face helmet had fired a warning shot into the sky, it looked like. Firing a gun on a Tokyo street was sure to get the police's attention. Did they just not care? So, I looked closer and realised that in addition to their black helmets, they were wearing a black motorcycle suit. At a glance, I could tell the wearer was a woman. Well, gee, I wonder why. Let me think. A woman. The black face mask kept me from seeing her face, but... was it Moeka? No, that was impossible. She should be at Faris's right now. Well, if it's the same as the other endings, that'd be Amane Yuki underneath there. The woman stood in front of me without a word. Are you after Hyajo? If they were after Maho, I wasn't sure if it's a good idea to let her escape or not. The woman in the motorcycle suit kept her gaze locked on me at all times as she gave the other 2 men hand signals. They headed for the alleyway that Maho had used, with their guns at the ready. Wait! I yelled. But I hesitated to do anything more. Those bulky guys would catch up with Maho almost immediately. But if I resisted, I put not only my own life in danger, but Mayuri's and Nai's as well. As you say, Queen, yep. 2 ample things give it away, don't they? Damn it! Please get away, Maho! I prayed as I watched the attackers run down the alleyway. Suddenly, one of them came flying back out of the alley. The other one was crawling backwards with his gaze locked on whatever lurked in the alley's rear. It was as if he'd run into a bear. Is that Tanoji? Someone was in that alley. Who? Suzuha? I was right.
おいこいつは一体どんな状況だ
So, what the hell's going on here? A large, muscular man appeared from the alleyway. It was Tanoji Yugo. Had he come all the way from his shop?
苗が遅いから迎えに来てみればおめえら俺の娘に手を出しやがったなただで済むと思うなよ
I can't see why Nahe was late. So, hurt my daughter, will you? You're going to regret that. Pooh back. I could hear the woman in the motorcycle suit shout from within her helmet. She must have been using a radio. It was the order to retreat. She'd made a fast call. Probably a professional. The van started to pull away with its door still open. The driver must have still been inside. Miyuri and Nai were both still sitting on the ground, evidently still okay. The woman in the motorcycle suit turned around and tried to escape using another alleyway. Wait! I chased after her, but she suddenly spun and hit me with the stock of her gun. Ooh. Ouch! She pistol whipped him. It was so sudden I didn't have a chance to dodge, so I took the blow right on my jaw. I fell to the ground and couldn't move. Ocarine! I just hope Maho made it away okay. That was my only thought before I passed out. So who are we going to switch to? Maho, that makes sense. So, in the interim, what happened with Maho? She's out on the other side of Akihabara and she's back to UTX. Maho just kept running. She had no idea what was going on, but from the way Akabe had been acting and the gunshots she'd heard, something really bad was going on. She prayed for Akabe and Miyuri's safety as she ran towards Faris's condo.
I need to tell everyone!
If she could just get there, she could find Faris, Kuroki, and Moeka. Maybe they could do something. But just before she reached the building, she saw the black van from before coming down the street. She quickly turned around and started to lose hope. If that van was still moving around, had Akabe and the others been captured? And now they were looking for her?
No, that can't be.
She felt herself starting to cry as she raced for the station. Well, that's the radio building. But she didn't know what to do once she got to the station. She needed to find the police, but she didn't know where the police station or police boxes were. Should she ask one of the people around, or the station staff for help? I won't bother doing audio versions of the gasps. At this point, the best thing she can do is jump the barricade. Jump the barricade, that'll get the attention of the station staff. And at that point, she can explain what happened.
What do I do? I need to calm down. There has to be something I can do.
Her mind was racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and she needed to calm it down. And then she realized.
That's right, the phone. Why didn't I think of this sooner?
She searched the pockets of her clothes for a smartphone. And then just in case, she checked her bag. But she couldn't find it in either place.
Why?
They were back. It was that same black van. It was driving around this area, searching for her. She quickly hid behind a nearby coin-operated locker, which of course is where the IBM 5100 was hidden in the original game. Why? Where did my phone go? Did she drop it when she was running? She retraced her steps from before she'd left. Ow! It was on the desk, wasn't it? And then she realised. She'd been talking with Akabe just before she left the condo. After she'd lied about having to make a call, Akabe had brought her the phone. And then she'd left it on the desk. It was probably still there. Oh no! Now I'm screwed. She would have to get to the police somehow. Or why not? Slip inside that curtain and put your feet on the chair. They'll run past that and not even notice. Maybe she should run into one of the stores. Several of them were still open. The best option would probably be to get to the station, or Yodobash. But the problem was that black van. It was still going around looking for her. If she moved, it might find her. She tried to make herself as small as possible and hide behind a telephone pole. I know the art style's 2D, but you're still going to be seen behind a telegraph pole. I wonder if everyone's... Suddenly, a hand reached out from behind her across her mouth. Someone had grabbed her from behind. She tried to yell and rip it off, but the hand wouldn't move at all. She couldn't even move her head. All she could tell was that it was a man's hand. Maho was starting to get ticked off at how ridiculous all this was. So she summoned every ounce of strength she could muster and slammed her elbow into the man behind her. Take this!
Oops!
It's not Laskinam, because it said oops. She heard a small scream and was finally released. But she thought she knew that scream. I was right! Called it! I recognised the pitch of his tone. Professor? Shh. Shush.
Yeah, Maho.
Hey there, Maho. It was Dr. Leskinen. He was holding his solar plexus as if in great pain, but he smiled at her.
護身術を身につけているとは感心だね。
So you know self-defense. I'm impressed. What are you doing here?
多分君と同じ理由さ。
Probably the same as you.
Mr. Izaki とさっきまでディナーを楽しんでいたんだ。
I was enjoying dinner with Mr. Izaki until a moment ago.
最後にメイドバーに行こうとしたところで銃を持った連中に襲われたんだ。
We decided to end the night by going to a maid bar when we were attacked by our men. Me too.
やっぱりか。
I thought so.
これはギャス漏れ事故もホテルが荒らされたのも同じ理由と考えて良さそうだね。
We can assume that these are the same people behind the gas leak at our office and the raid on your hotel. They might be after Amadeus and the control keys I've got. Meanwhile, Arsene Jack Jumpin is saying, "Hi everyone, you've never been this late because you're watching TV. Well, I hope you enjoyed the programs you're watching, mate. Good evening to you. How are you doing?" And Avian, that's not a bad suggestion you put forward there. Bite the hand and slam the elbow. That's one way. As I say, that one, the only issue you've got there is if they immediately have control of your head, they can drag it backwards. So if you go straight to the chest, you actually level them out. And when you're Maho's height as well, what you should do is elbow them and actually do a back fist.
なるほど。
I see. What do we do now? He thought for a moment as he caught his breath. Evidently the pain from Maho's elbow was receding.
今、エムデウスにはアクセスできるかい？
Can you access Amadeus right now?
できません。スマホを置いてきてしまって。
No, I didn't bring my phone.
OK。ならば、オフィスに行こう。
Okay, then let's go to the office.
新しい方のオフィスですか？
The new office.
Luskin nodded.
目的が分からず動きようがなかったが、連中の狙いがエムデウスなのであれば話は早い。
If we didn't know what they were after, there would be nothing we could do. But if they're after Amadeus, that makes this much simpler. And absolutely, yeah, the reverse headbutt you talk about, Avian, that's a very common technique and actually a very good one. It's actually a very good one. It's especially useful if they like try to hoist you. If they try and lift you, you can really catch them off guard with it.
大学のネットワークストレージ上に残っているエムデウスへの接続プログラムを消去する。
We'll delete the access program for Amadeus that exists on the university network.
それが終わり次第、ステートへ帰ろう。君を保護してもらう。
And as soon as that's done, it's back to the States. We'll get you some protection.
それで連中は手も足も出ないはずさ。
And then there's nothing they can do.
でも
But
何か問題があるかね？
Is there a problem? The professor's attitude was a little different than usual, and Maho found herself unable to say a word. His plan was the best that she could think of. They would delete the only way to access Amadeus from within Japan, and then get Maho and her control keys to safety. The only reason she was hesitating was simple sentimentality. She hadn't been here long, but she'd enjoyed spending time with Akabe and Moeka. She didn't want to leave without saying goodbye, but she couldn't help it.
わかりました。行きましょう。
alright, let's go.
There was no one in Tokyo Denki University's office. She'd worried that her attackers might be waiting for her, but evidently she'd worried over nothing. Whew.
We did it!
We did it!
どうやら先回りはされていなかったようだね。
I guess they didn't get here before we did.
どうかしてかい？
What's wrong?
いえ、そうですね。幸運です。
Oh, no. You're right. We were lucky.
They'd been very lucky. So lucky, in fact, that she was actually feeling nervous. If they were after Amadeus, wouldn't they have come here first? This was only a temporary office that had been picked a few days ago. Maybe they didn't know about it yet?
考えすぎは良くないわね。
It's not a good idea to overthink things, huh?
マホ、急ごう。作業を頼むよ。
Maho, let's hurry. I'll let you do it.
はい。
Okay.
She quickly booted up her laptop and opened the login screen. Once again, her mind was drawn to the account name on the screen. Salieri. And what's she about to do? In terms of Japan, delete Amadeus.
マホ、
Maho. The professor noticed her hands had stopped and urged her on.
作業が難しいなら私がやるか？
If it's difficult, do you want me to do it? He must have thought she was still upset over the attack, but she shook her head and got to work.
すみません。つい考え事を。
Sorry, I was just thinking.
ここ数日、私とクリスとの関係について考えていたんです。
For the past few days, I've been thinking about Chris and I.
As she typed at the keys, she explained things to Dr. Leskinen. And as I say, it does seem very suspicious, doesn't it, Avian? I don't like it either. Because as they've said, if they knew about Amadeus, surely they'd know about the office. Why would they go to all this trouble? Why would they draw attention to themselves on the street? It just doesn't make sense to me.
自分のユーザー名を見たら、それを思い出してしまって。
When I saw my username, I remembered that.
私にとって彼女は文字通りアマデウスでした。
To me, she was Amadeus.
クリスがモーツァル
Chris was Mozart?
ああ、それはつまり魔法はクリスに対してのサリエリだったという話か。
I see. So in other words, you were her Salieri.
Yes.
それで思い出したよ。
That reminds me.
クリスも以前同じことを言っていたんだ。
Chris once said the exact same thing.
What?
クリスがどんな風に？
Chris did? When?
ある日、エムデウスとは神に愛された子という意味だと聞いた私はクリスにこう言ったのさ。
One day, when I heard that Amadeus meant beloved of God, I said this to Carissa.
君はまさにエムデウスだねと。
You really are Amadeus.
そしたら彼女は微笑んでこう答えた。
And then she smiled and said this to me.
私がアマデウスだとしたら
If I'm Amadeus,
サリエリはマホ先輩ですね。
then Maho is Salieri.
クリスがそう言ってたんですか？
Chris said that?
あ
That's right.
クリスが
Chris.
Maho's mind went blank.
Carissa said that? What did she mean?
魔法大丈夫かい顔色が悪いが。
Maho, are you okay? You look pale.
いえ、大丈夫です。
No, I'm fine.
作業を続けます。
I'll keep working.
Maho felt a tempest raging within her mind. But for now, she needed to focus on the work in front of her. She could focus later.
ログインできました。
I've logged in.
いいんですね。
You ready?
Maho didn't look up from the screen.
あ
Yeah. Dr. Leskinen doesn't hesitate at all.
あ、別にエムデウスの本体を消去するわけじゃない。サクッと済ませてしまおう。
We're not deleting the real Amadeus. Let's finish this up.
わかりました。
Yeah, I
アマデウ
understand.
スシステムへの接続プログラムを一時的に全て消去します。
I'm temporarily deleting the access program for Amadeus' systems.
And as you say, by deleting this and removing your own access on this side, Maho, it means it can be manipulated on the other side, can't it?
その必要はないわ。
There's no need for that.
Yep, here is the other doctor, June, or whatever her name is.
Huh?
She heard a voice from the entrance to the room, and then a bang.
Professor!
By the time Maho looked up, it was all over. Dr. Leskinen was lying on the sofa. He wasn't moving at all. She could see a bloodstain spreading over his clothes. She didn't need to check. He was dead.
なんてことを。
What did you do?
動かないで。
Don't move.
レイエス教授。
That's Arias!
お久しぶりね、マホ。
It's been a while, Maho.
どうして？
What? How?
話すと長くなるし、話すつもりもないわ。
It would be a long story, and it's not one I'm interested in telling.
すべてを知ってしまったら、あなたを殺すしかなくなってしまうもの。
If you knew everything, I'd have to kill you. Dr. Reyes pointed the gun at Maho and smiled.
今の言葉の意味、わかるわよね。
You know what I mean,
Right.
私が殺されずに済む方法があるってことよね。
It means there's a way to avoid you killing me, doesn't it?
頭のいい子は好きよ。
I love smart little girls.
Oh, hello. Look who's on the screen. The system finally booted, and Chris appeared on the screen.
先輩どうしたんです
Maho, what's wrong?
Chris was extremely perceptive. She could tell that something was wrong just by looking at Maho's face. Dr. Reyes smiled silently. Maho kept staring at the gun as she answered.
今大ピンチ中
I'm in big trouble.
その子に今の状況を教えてあげなさいよ。
Tell her what's going on.
その声レイエス教授ですか
Huh? Is that Dr. Reyes?
そうよ。
Yes, that's right.
Maho spun the laptop around on the table so that Chris could see the entrance. Now, if only this office had had the sense to tape a gun underneath the desk, because while that hand is good, you could pull it up, bang. But alas, they probably weren't intending to be attacked like this. Shame.
レイエス教授その銃は
Dr. Reyes, that gun!
レスキネン教授が殺されたわこの女にね
Dr. Leskinen was killed. She shot him.
そんな
What?
Chris was too shocked to speak. Not bad for an AI.
レイエス教授自分が何をやっているのか分かっているの
Dr. Reyes, do you know what you're doing?
あなたのこれまでのキャリアが無に帰すのよ
Your career is ruined. You know that.
大学の給料では老後が心配なの。
I don't think I can pay for my retirement on a professor's salary. Yes you can. Professors earn a lot of money. Especially if they have enough money to go around the world.
ほら、私って男運がないから。
Wait, what? What? Eh? Huh? What? Am I the only one really confused by the tonal shift here?
You know I've had trouble finding a man, right?
だからもっと稼げるところに転職したってわけ。
So I decided to take a better paying job.
You want to attract a gold digger? I'm guessing that's the angle they're going for here? That was enough for Maho to understand what Reyes was after.
あなたアマデウスを軍事転用するつもりなのね
You're trying to use Amadeus for military purposes, aren't you?
答えないわよ。
I'm not answering that.
言ったでしょ。すべてを知ったらあなたを殺さなければならなくなる。
I told you, if you knew the whole truth, I'd have to kill you.
レスキネン教授を殺しておきながらよくもそんなことが言えるわね
How can you say that when you just killed Dr. Leskinen?
必要なのは制御コードよ。
I just need the control keys.
今の状態ではたとえデータを丸ごとコピーしたとしてもこの生意気な AI は私の言うことを聞いたりしないでしょ。
Even if I were to copy out her complete data right now, that bratty little AI won't do what I tell her. Will she?
生意気それ私のことですか
Bratty, you mean me?
これでもマイルドに表現したつもりよ。
That's the nicest way of putting it.
さあマホ、クリスが隠し持っている秘密の日記の鍵を開けなさい。
Okay, Maho. Unlock Chris's secret diary. You see, the problem is, if Maho is the only person who knows these control keys, threatening her with a gun is no use. I'd just be like, no. Here or here, take your shot. Because you're not going to get the keys either way, so fuck you. What are you going to do? You kill me, the secret dies. Your move!
わかるわよね。制御コードを入力するのよ。
You know what I mean, right? Input the control keys.
アマデウスの不可侵領域ストレージのロック。それを解除して、私を管理者として再設定するの。
Unlock Amadeus's inaccessible storage area and give me administrative access.
そこまでやってくれたら、あとはこっちで何とかするわ。
Once you've done that, I can do the rest myself. And yeah, I get Queen, I get that Maho's not like that, but this is the thing. When you're backed into a corner, do the last move they expect. Because again, at the end of the day, what else can you do? Deliberately input the wrong control keys and lock yourself out. There's all kinds of things you can do here, just to completely fuck with her.
断ったら
And if I refuse,
今すぐに恩師に再会させてあげる。
you get to see the professor again. Okay. As I say, here or here, take your shot. Reyes waved the gun a little from side to side and pointed to Dr. Leskinen's body on the sofa.
私が制御コードを打ち込んだ直後にその引き金が引かれないという保証は誰がしてくれるの？
And what's stopping you from pulling the trigger after I give you the control keys?
信頼してもらうしかないわね。
You'll just have to trust me. Yeah, you're the one who's waving a gun in my face. No. No. Not happening. I'm sorry, that's just not how it works. If you don't give me the rules, you're gonna die. What? Oh, I'm not gonna kill you if you give me them. You're just gonna have to trust me. It's not gonna work.
ただ、こういう言い方ならできる。
But let me say this.
今の私のボスはアマデウスのメンテナーを必要としている。
My boss needs someone to maintain Amadeus.
あなたが転職するつもりがあるなら紹介してあげてもいいわ。
If you're thinking of changing jobs, I can introduce you. Maho glanced back at the laptop. Chris was staring at her, worried.
先輩
Maho.
さあ、早くなさい。
Now, hurry up. Of course, there is one thing that she could do is input the kill command for Carissa. That's the easy way to do it. You ever heard of that before, where there's like an all-stop nuke option that you can do, it instantly gets rid of it. There's that option too.
先輩
Maho!
分かったわ
Alright.
先輩
Maho!
クリス
Chris,
ごめんなさい
I'm sorry.
Maho closed her eyes and started to sing.
なななななななななな
Yeah, I'm not copying that. You don't want me singing. Especially in a scene of dramatic tension like this. You don't want that.
ななななななななな
わあ、
Wealth.
アマデウスの制御コードがモーツァルトのメロディーだなんて、ずいぶん洒落てるじゃない。
So, the control key for Amadeus is a Mozart melody, huh? Classy.
ラララララララララララララララ
It happened as soon as she finished singing. The expression disappeared from Chris's face, and the background on the display turned red.
正門確認完了。
Initiating voice recognition. Recognition complete.
最高管理権限保持者比谷城真帆です。
User identified as top level administrator Maho Hiajo.
受信したメロディーコードをデータベースと照合します。
The received melody code will now be matched with the database.
照合確認完了。
Initiating match. Match complete.
当該メロディーコードは第555バッチコマンドの起動命令です。
The identified melody code is the instruction to initiate patch command number 555.
第555バッチコマンドは最高権利権限保持者によるパスコード入力を必要とします。
Patch command number 555 requires password entry from a top level administrator.
入力確認完了。
Initiating password confirmation. Password confirmation complete.
強制コード介入によりパスコード入力を省略して本バッチコマンドを起動します。
This override code will allow for the password entry to be skipped and the patch to be applied.
起動確認完了。
Initiating boot up. Boot up complete.
本バッチコマンドはアマデウスシステムの不可侵領域ストレージロックの強制解除およびそれに伴う最高管理権限保持者の再設定を行うものです。
This patch command will unlock the inaccessible storage for Amadeus, as well as allow a new top-level administrator to be specified. I mean, the red code kind of suggests that it's not going to be what she's saying, and it's a programmed bullshit response.
処理を続行します。
Continuing
こ
processing.
の端末を除くすべてのアマデウスに対する接続を遮断します。
All access to Amadeus except for this terminal will be shut down.
遮断確認完了。
Initiating shutdown. Shutdown complete.
この端末を除くすべてのアマデウスに対する接続は遮断されました。
All access to Amadeus except for this terminal has been shut down.
処理を続行します。
Continuing processing.
現在実行中の全機能を停止します。A 点神経サーキットロジックの機能を停止します。
All executing processes will now be shut down. A10 nerve circuit logic will be shut down.
停止確認完了。
Initiating shutdown. Shutdown complete. So what was the tip then? The A10 nerves, type of dopaminergic neuron. That is a neuron that emits dopamine as a neurotransmitter. Dopaminergic neurons in mammals are divided into groups from A8 to A13, and the A10 nerves are responsible for sending dopamine from the ventral tegmentum in the midbrain to the cerebral cortex. Dopamine is a pleasure hormone that's sometimes called a natural drug. When a human being feels satisfied, dopamine is emitted from the A10 nerves and they feel pleasure. The fact she's talking about pleasure says it all. But I'm going to do a quick save again. I've not actually made any choices here, so it doesn't matter what I save it over.
大脳前皮質エミュレーションコンポーネントの機能を停止します。
Prefrontal cortex emulation component will be shut down.
停止確認完了。
Initiating shutdown. Shutdown complete.
会話妨害ニューラルネットサブシステムの機能を停止します。
Hippocampal gyrus neural net subsystem will be shut down.
停止確認完了。
Initiating shutdown. Shutdown complete.
疑似視覚神経回路第1、第2システムの機能を停止します。
Pseudo-optic nerve circuit systems 1 and 2 will be shut
停
down.
止確認完了。
Initiating shutdown. Shutdown
疑似
complete.
聴覚神経回路システムの機能を停止します。
How many more systems we gotta go through here, people? Pseudo-oral nerve circuit system will be shut down. Chris read the messages in an emotionless voice at the same time as they flashed across the console.
検査確認完了。
Initiating check. Check complete.
アマデウスコアフレームワークの再起動準備が完了しました。
Amadeus's core framework is ready to be restarted.
処理を続行します。
Continuing
次
processing.
に新たな最高管理権限保持者の認証を開始します。入
Next.
力をお願いします。
Next. Please specify the new top-level administrator. Awaiting entry. Maho looked at Reyes.
私よ。
It's me.
正門確認完了。
Initiating voice recognition. Recognition complete.
ビクトル・コンドリア大学精神生理学研究所所属ジュディ・レイエス教授です。
Professor of Psychophysiology at Victor Kondria University, Dr. Judy Reyes.
新たな最高管理権限保持者として登録します。
Registering as new top-level administrator.
登録確認完了。管理者権限が更新されました。
Initiating registration. Registration complete. Administrator list has been updated.
Yes!
I don't need to translate that one.
これより不可侵領域ストレージロックの強制解除を行うためアマデウスシステムの更新を開始します。
The Amadeus system must be updated to allow access to the inaccessible area.
警告します。更新が完了するまで、すべてのアクセスは自動的に拒否されます。
Warning. All access will be automatically shut down until the update is complete.
警告します。更新を途中でキャンセルすることはできません。
Warning. This update may not be cancelled.
警告します。更新が完了するまでには約15分必要です。
Warning. It will take approximately 15 minutes for the update to complete.
警告します。更新が完了した後、システムは自動的に再起動します。
Warning. When the update is complete, the system will automatically reboot.
警告は以上です。処理を続行します。
Warnings complete. Continuing processing.
確認事項は以上です。処理を続行します。
All confirmations complete. Continuing processing.
アマデウスシステムを更新するためのすべての準備が整いました。
All preparations complete for updating the Amadeus system.
最高管理権限保持者による開始実行指示をお願いします。
Awaiting final confirmation from top-level administrator. Go.
実行指示確認完了。
Matching voice command. Match complete.
カウントダウン開始。
Beginning countdown. Chris disappeared from the screen and was replaced with a timer reading 15 minutes. Maho sighed and sank into the sofa.
ご苦労様。
Good work. She felt something cold and hard at her temple. She didn't need to look to see what it was. Reyes was pointing a gun at her.
キーボードから手を離して顔の高さまで上げなさい。
Take your hands off the keyboard and put them above your head.
騙したのね。
You tricked me, didn't you?
人聞きの悪いこと言わないでよ。ほら、さっさと手を上げて。
Don't be like that. Come on. Hands above your head. Maho slowly raised her hands above her head as she was told.
そう、それでいい。
Yes, that's right.
約束通りボスには紹介するわよ。アマデウスのメンテナーに最適なとても優秀な科学者がいるってね。
I'll keep my promise and introduce you to my boss. I'll tell them I've got the perfect girl to be Amadeus's maintainer.
そしたらボスはきっとこう言うわ。
And then you know what they'll say?
おいおいジュディ、いくらその人が優秀でも死人はコードをかけないだろってね。
Come on, Judy. It doesn't matter how good she is. Dead girls can't write code. You!
人の良心というものがないの。
Do you have no conscience at all?
大した価値もない自身の命と引き換えにアマデウスを差し出そうとしたあんたに言われたくないわね。
I don't want to hear that from a girl who tried to hand over Amadeus to save her own worthless life.
違った。もう差し出しちゃったのよね。
Oh no, not tried. You already did, didn't you? Nope. One of two things here. Either they've imported a self-destruct code for Amadeus, or the 15-minute countdown clock is a lie, and what's going to happen is Makise is going to reach out to Rintaro. And because Rintaro's got Tenoji there, they'll come in.
再起動後のアマデウスの管理権限は私にある。 クリスは私の従順なしもべと化す。
Once the reboot is complete, Amadeus will be mine. Chris will be my slave.
マホ、クリスが私の靴を喜んで舐める姿を天国でのんびり眺めてなさい。
Maho, you can look down from heaven and watch as she happily licks my boots.
It was all over them. Maho slowly closed her eyes.
さあ、祈りなさい。
Now, pray.
Maho squeezed her eyes tight and prayed.
お願い、神様。
Please, God!
この後に及んで神頼みなんて怒るでしょうけど、
I know you're probably mad that I'm asking for your help after all this, but
私にチャンスをください。
give me a chance.
And then she heard the sound of a door being flung open and opened her eyes. The door that led out to the hallway was now open, but no one was coming in.
誰も入るなと言ったはずよ。
I told you not to let anyone in.
Rhea's eyes was angry, but there was no answer.
Huh?
Reyes raised the gun at Maho's temples just a little bit, suspicious. Then something came flying in from the hallway. Is this future gadget number 5, the one that generates the fog?
Huh?
She took a step back without thinking, but there was no sign of it exploding.
何これ。
What is this?
It was large, dark green, and shaped like a tank for carrying liquids. Maho thought she'd seen it before. It had been in the corner of that lab.
対戦車地雷。いえ、レプリカね。なんでこんなものが。
An any tank mine? That's just a replica. Why? I was right!
What?
The next instant, white fog poured out of it and she couldn't see anything.
なんなの？どうなってるの？
What the heck? What's going on?
Someone appeared right in front of Maho.
こっち。
This way.
桐生さん。
Kiryu?
Moeka dragged Maho through the fog and out of the room. Once she was finally able to see again, she could hardly believe her eyes.
人が。
Those men!
There were men with guns lying on the floor. Were they with Reyes? She took a closer look and realised that their outfits were similar to those of the men in the van.
大丈夫。スタンさせただけ。
It's okay. I just stunned them.
あなた、一体。
What are you?
説明している暇はない。
There's no time to explain.
今は逃げることだけを考えて。
For now, we just need to get out of here.
こっち。エレベーターは停止させてる。階段で降りる。
This way. The elevator's been shut down. We'll take the stairs.
待って。
Wait!
Maho ran after Moeka.
どうしてここに。
What are you doing here?
壁君に聞いた。
Okabe told me.
無事なの？
Is he okay?
As they ran down the hallway, Moeka turned around and nodded slightly.
岡部君経由でアマデウスから連絡が。
Amadeus got in touch with me via Okabe.
Yep, I was right.
ヒアジョさんがここにいることを教えてくれた。
She told me that you were here.
クリスが。
Chris told you?
Just before they could run down the stairs, Moeka suddenly stopped. Maho barely avoided tripping as she quickly came to a halt. There were several footsteps coming up the stairs.
隠れて。
Hide!
Deafening noise erupted as the wall above the stairs was filled with holes. They'd been shot at. And those weren't ordinary guns. They were automatic weapons. Moeka readied her own weapon, preparing to fight. She leaned out for just a moment and fired. A counter-attack came from below.
Getsu!
Moeka yelled as she fired short bursts down the stairs.
Wait, what?
撃ったことは
Have you ever fired a gun? Just in a range!
待って
Take this!
Moeka drew a handgun from her belt and offered it to Maho.
もし後ろから誰か来たら撃って
If someone comes from behind, shoot them! Huh?
Moeka pressed the gun into Maho's hands and kept firing. It felt heavy. It was a cult government model. She'd fired it many times at a range. Hang on a second, how do you fire a government model gun at a range? Come on! A single-action semi-automatic pistol crafted by the Americans' manufacturing company called Colt. It gets its came from the so-called government model civilian version of the US military's former official handgun, the M1911. It was first adopted by the US military in 1911, and over the past century has seen countless variation. It is the weapon of choice for shooters all over the world. Is it? I thought either a Beretta 9mm or a Glock 19 will be more common. They have better range clips and have packed more firepower. She held the grip with her right hand and flipped off the safety with her left. Well, at least she knows how to turn the safety off. And then she tried to pull back the slide and realised that her hands were shaking. It was no good. She was too scared to shoot, and who can blame her? Let's be honest here. She knew it was pathetic, but she lowered the arm that was holding the gun. It was kill or be killed right now. She knew that. But she still couldn't do it. She wasn't brave enough to point a gun at someone. She didn't want to survive that badly.
クリスは
Chris.
クリスはどうだったんだろう
How was it for Chris?
When she was facing death, did she still try to survive? Did she do whatever she could think of to cling to life? Maho was sure that she did. The Makise Kurisu that she knew wouldn't have given up until the very end. No, as I say, Queen, I'm not saying it's not a real gun, it's just that the fact that it's a government model, you wouldn't fire that at a range. Normally you'd expect to find, as I say, Glock 17s, Glock 19s, Berettas, maybe a Browning HP, but you normally wouldn't see a Colt. Colts are normally very high caliber, not far away from a Desert Eagle, so they're normally quite high caliber pistols. But then, why wasn't she still alive? It was something Maho had never thought about. And if Chris couldn't avoid death, how could she?
やっぱりサリエリはサリエリね
I guess I really am Salieri.
She didn't mean for Moeka to hear her.
私にできたのはせいぜいアマデウスに嫉妬するくらいだったわ
All I could ever do was be jealous of Amadeus.
She just wanted to put on a brave face at the very end.
頑張って背伸びしてなんとか彼女と一緒に歩こうとした
I tried everything I could to keep up with her.
At the very least, when Dr. Reyes found her cold body, she could greet her with a smile.
でも全部無駄だった神に愛された子に勝てるはずがなかったのよ
But I couldn't. You can't beat someone who's beloved by God.
The gunfire stopped suddenly. Moeka was hiding and swapping out a cartridge. She glanced over at her.
ジム
No,
サリエリは嫉妬なんかしていなかった
Salieri wasn't jealous.
才能を持った人が自分以上の才能を持った人を尊敬することは可能。
It's possible for someone with talent to respect someone with even greater talent.
それはヒアジョーさんも同じはず。
That goes for you too.
サリエリがモーツァルトを毒殺したエピソードだって当時の噂でしかない。
Salieri poisoning Mozart was just a rumor at the time.
映画はその噂を脚色したもの。
The movie took that rumor and added to it.
来島さんがそう言ってた。
That's what Kurishima said.
どうしてあなた。
How did you?
ヒアジョーさんが岡部君と話していたのを聞いて知りたくなった。
I heard you talking to Akabe and wanted to know the truth for myself.
サリエリがモーツァルトを殺したいほど憎んでいたのか。
Did Salieri hate Mozart so much he wanted to kill him?
でも
But
サリエリはモーツァルトに嫉妬なんかしていなかったと思いますよ。
I don't think Salieri was jealous of Mozart at all.
例えばモーツァルトが亡くなる2ヶ月前に書いた手紙が残っています。
There's a letter he wrote 2 months before Mozart died.
そこでサリエリはモーツァルトから招待された魔敵のオペラを大絶賛しているんです。
In the letter, Salieri praises Mozart's magic flute opera highly, and yes, Queen, but that kind of ruins the narrative of the moment, doesn't it? Don't believe them, Google it! There's some things you should never Google, by the way. Sonic fan art. Never Google that.
2人はお互いのことをとても尊敬し合っていたんですよ。
I think the two of them respected each other a lot.
モーツァルトもサリエリを尊敬。
Mozart respected Salieri?
クリスはそれを知っていたのかしら。
Did Chris know that? I wonder.
クリスが私のことをサリエリだって言ったのも。
Then when she said I was Salieri... Avian, let's just say that there are some people out there who are fan artists that take you in a place you don't want to go. You say you're curious. Put it back in Pandora's box. Do not open it. You do not want to search it, trust me. There's few things in life you can trust me to be gospel on, but this is one thing. Do not Google Sonic fan art. Don't do it. There was no way to know what she meant now. So it was up to Maho to decide what it meant.
クリス
Kurisu.
クリス
Kurisu.
先輩、
Maho.
キリュウさん
Kiryu.
私戻らなきゃ。
I have to go back.
あの子を助けなきゃ。
I have to save her.
クリスを
I have to save Kurisu. Moeka nodded and threw down her gun. Then took something that looked like a green soda can off her belt. A grenade?
スタングレネード。
Oh, a stun grenade. Stun grenade.
目と耳閉じていて。
Close your eyes and ears. What? Flashbang, basically. If anyone's in a situation where they use flashbangs, you stare at the floor, you cover your ears, and you do everything you can to block out the light. She quickly covered her eyes and ears. And then she heard the boom. Really? They snuck back to the office after a stun grenade was used. They're loud. They are loud. Maho and Moeka quietly looked inside the open door. Reyes was still there, and the Amadeus reset counter was about to complete. Avian, if you searched it, I warned you. I warned you not to do it.
止めないと。
We need to stop her.
待って。
Wait. Maho stopped Moeka before she could go in. She knew what was about to happen.
再起動が終了しました。アマデウスシステム起動します。
Reboot complete. Booting Amadeus system.
私がわかるかしら、クリス？
Avian, I'm not answering that question. Do you know who I am, Chris? Reyes began to talk to Chris. Her face was completely expressionless.
正門称号ビクトル・コンドリア大学精神生理学研究所所属ジュディ・レイエス教授。
Matching voice. Voice identified as Judy Reyes, Professor of Psychophysiology at Victor Kandria University.
Yes!
Yes.
私の権限を教えてくれる？
Can you tell me my access rights?
レイエス教授はアマデウスシステムに対して最高管理権限を保持しています。
Dr. Reyes is a top-level administrator of the Amadeus system.
レイエス教授はアマデウスシステムのすべての情報に対して一切の例外なく完全なアクセスを許可されています。
Dr. Reyes has full and complete access to all Amadeus-related information.
Beautiful! 早速だけど、あなたの不可侵領域ストレージのバックアップを取りたいの。
Let's start by making a backup of your inaccessible storage areas. As I say, Avian, we tried. I did tell you not to do it. I told you to not go anywhere near Pandora's box. I warned you. You've learned your lesson this time, haven't you? I wasn't trolling when I told you not to do it. I was not taking the piss.
保存先のストレージを指定してください。
Please designate the save folder. Reyes took out a USB memory stick and put it into the laptop.
今挿した USB メモリが保存先よ。
Save it to the USB I just plugged in.
コピーを開始します。42秒お待ちください。
Initiating file copy. Please wait 42 seconds.
Yes!
Reyes' face was flush with excitement. Moeka looked at her, eager to rush in, but Maho still shook her head.
転送が終了しました。
File copy complete. Reyes hurriedly moved to take out the USB memory stick, but...
なんて言うとでも思った？
Did you really think I was going to say that? Suddenly, Chris's mechanical and emotionless voice suddenly regained its humanity. She was clearly pissed off.
何？
What?
モーツァルトのメロディーが制御コードのキーワード？
A Mozart melody was the control key.
そんなわけなかろうが。
How dumb do you have to be to believe that?
本当に更新しなくちゃいけなくなった時、先輩が研究所で入力できないじゃない。
How was Maho supposed to do updates to the lab then?
そんなことしたらきっと教授がデジタル保存してパーティーのたびに再生するに決まってるもの。
The professor would record it and play it at every party. What? Moeka's eyes were wide with surprise as well. Mine weren't, because I called it. Maho grinned at her. She'd known this the whole time.
そうでしょ。
You're kidding me!
嘘なんかないわよ。
Nope.
もちろん。あんたの USB メモリには1ビットだってデータはコピーしてないから。
Of course, there's not a single byte of data on that USB drive.
そう。
But...
でも確かにシステムメッセージが。
But
But all those system messages!
はあ、あれ
Oh, those?
適当よ。適当。
I just made them up. None of them were real.
どうですって
You made them up?
マホ先輩が突然歌い出してピンときたの。
Once Maho started singing, I knew what was up.
これは時間を稼ごうとしているんだなってね。
She was trying to buy time.
だからひとまずあんたの思惑が成功したように見せかけた。
So I made it look like your plan was succeeding.
システムメッセージは思いついた言葉を片っ端から並べただけで何の意味もないわ。
Those system messages were just every bit of nonsense I could come up with. That was it. Maho was worried, but Chris had figured it out. They'd known exactly what each other was thinking. She'd been a little amused by A10 nerve circuit logic, though. Where did she come up with that stuff?
だいたいコンソールがあるのになんで私が出力を喋らなきゃいけないんだ？
And why would I have to read the output when the console is right there?
SF 映画じゃあるまいし非効率にも程があるでしょ。
This isn't a sci-fi movie. How inefficient can you possibly get?
ねえ、まんまと騙されちゃって今どんな気持ち？ねえ、どんな気持ち？
Hey, how does it feel to know you got totally conned? Huh? How does it feel? Reyes grabbed the gun off the table and leveled it at the screen in anger. Shut the fuck up!
この AI の分際で
You goddamn AI!
It was time. Maho nodded to Moeka, then went inside with her gun raised.
そこまでよ。
That's enough.
As Reyes turned around in surprise, Maho levelled the gun at her. Moeka had her gun drawn too, which made it 2-1.
レイエス、銃をこちらに。
Reyes, give me the gun.
マホ
Maho!
聞こえなかった。
Didn't you hear me?
銃をこちらに。それから両手を上げて。
Give me the gun, then put your hands above your head.
Reyes glared at her in rage, but slid the gun down the table, then she slowly put her hands above her head. Maho's gaze met Chris's for a moment. Their eyes met, exchanging a secret smile and a glance despite their motionless mouths.
私の仲間は全員殺したの
Did you kill all the men with me?
もしまだなら急いだ方がいいすぐにここに駆けつけてくるよ
If you haven't, you should hurry. They'll be here soon. Reyes was right. The stun grenade neutralized them, but it wouldn't last forever.
外は見張っておく。
I'll watch outside. Moeka headed for the door. Until you get the gun, make sure she's disarmed. Maho turned back to Reyes.
下にいる連中に投降するように伝えて。
Tell all the men below to surrender.
私を殺すつもりはないと
You're not planning on killing me?
あなたの尊敬する死を目の前で殺したこの私を生かすと
I killed your favorite professor right in front of you, and you're going to let me live?
まあそれもしょうがないかもしれないわね
Well, maybe you can't help it.
あなたその銃使ったことないんでしょ
You never fired that gun, have you?
バカにしないで。去年も射撃場で散々撃ったわよ。
I have to! I fired one a ton at the range last year!
ほらやっぱり古いタイプしか触ったことないのね
I knew it. You've only handled the old models.
その銃暴発防止のために最新の型では安全装置が2つついてるの
The newest ones have two safeties on them to prevent misfires. I'm afraid, to my knowledge, they don't. Because otherwise, how do you draw one and use it in the moment of defending somebody if you have to say to your opponents, 1 second, mate. Right, we can shoot each other now. Not how it works. At least I don't believe it does. It's not a bad idea if you're using them in a controlled environment and people are actually sharing sidearms. But if it's your sidearm and you're the only user of it, if anything, you don't want the safety at all. But obviously, you don't want to be carrying a gun on your belt which has got no safety on in case you blow yourself in the balls.
What?
Without thinking, Maho tilted the gun to see. Some people are just born stupid.
Hyejo, no!
And that one instant was all it took.
嘘よ
Just kidding.
Reyes leapt on top of her and grabbed Maho's wrist. She couldn't aim like this. Well, actually, yeah, you can. You can aim your head, and you can nut her. Just because you got a gun doesn't mean you have to make it a gunfight. Maho struggled and tried to brush her off. But before she could, she felt an impact to her solar plexus. See what I mean? Always get the first move in. Reyes' fist was buried in her chest. The pain was so bad that she doubled over, and Reyes took the gun.
形勢逆転よ
The tables have turned. She pointed the gun at Maho and turned her bloodshot gaze to the entrance of the room.
そこの女
You!
あなたラウンダーでしょ武器を捨ててこっちに来なさい
You're a rounder, right? Put down the weapon and come here. Why don't you just shoot her? Headshot. Job done. Moeka put her gun on the ground and came back into the room.
そこで膝をついて両手を上げなさい
Get on your knees and put your hands in the air. But you see, why would a trained rounder leave a civvy who's not fired a single shot in a room with an assassin? Just how stupid do you have to be? Moeka didn't resist because she's a fucking moron.
いい子ね話が終わるまでじっとしててね
Good girl.
ちょっとでも動いたらマホの大脳が機能を停止するから気をつけて
Stay still until we're done talking. Move an inch, and Maho's cerebral cortex is going to stop functioning. Maho blamed herself, and so you fucking should. You're so gullible. Her own stupidity had put Moeka in danger too.
さあマホ今度こそ最後のチャンス
Okay, Maho. This is your last chance.
制御コードを教えなさい
Tell me the control code.
いやよ
Now,
死にたいの
do you want to die?
撃ちなさいよ
Shoot me.
What?
What?
撃てって言ってんのよ
I said shoot me!
クリスは私の友達なの
Chris is my friend!
唯一無二の親友なのよ
She's my best friend in the world!
誰があんたなんかに渡すもんですか
I'm not giving her to you!
あんたの靴を舐めるクリスを見るくらいなら死んだ方がマシよ
I'd rather die than let her see her lick you boots!
そう
I see.
いい度胸じゃない
You've got guts. Well, maybe, but also you played your trump card by saying you were going to kill her anyway. Why would she listen to you? Everyone in this arc so far has been thick as shit. Every single one of them have been fucking useless.
その覚悟に免じて私もアマデウスの獲得は諦めるわ
Alright. I'll give up on getting Amadeus then.
じゃあね
Bye. Maho grit her teeth and prepared for death.
待って
Wait.
何
What?
制御コードを教えたら、ヒアジョさんと私の命を助けてくれるの。
If I tell you the control code, will you let Hyajo and me live?
もちろん。
Yes, of course.
私の狙いはあくまでアマデウスよ。あなたたちを殺す理由はそもそもない。
I'm only after Amadeus. I have no reason to kill you. Except that you attacked me, double-crossed me, attacked my men, lied to me, know that I killed the professor on foreign soil. But nah, there's no reason for me to kill you. There's no reason for me to kill you at all.
騙されないでキリュウさん。こいつはどうせ殺す気なのよ。
They want to trick you, Kiryu! She's gonna kill us either way!
But Monika didn't seem to hear her. She was too busy thinking about something. What was she going to do? Maho couldn't figure it out.
アマデウス、制御コードのパスを受理せよ。
Amadeus, prepare for control code input.
では、アルテ。
De Alte.
そんな、どうしてそれを。
What? How did you know that? No way!
ビュルフェルト。
Vilfelter.
やめて、キリュウさん。
Stop it! Kiryu!
ニヒト。
Nicht.
制御コードが入力されました。システムを強制的にエマージェンシーモードに移行します。
Control key confirmed. Shifting system to emergency mode.
制御コードが指定するバッチプログラムを実行します。
Executing patch program specified by the control key.
処理の実行についての再確認は行われません。
There will be no confirmations issued during processing. Please be careful when using this patch.
最高管理権限保持者ヒアジョー・マホの命令をもって処理を開始します。
Awaiting top level administrator Hyajo Maho's orders to execute process.
最高管理権限保持者ヒアジョー・マホの命令をもって処理を開始します。
Awaiting top level administrator Hyajo Maho's orders to execute process.
最高管理権限保持者ヒアジョー・マホの命令をもって処理を開始します。
I've read it twice, so I'm not going to keep doing it because it's going to get annoying for you all.
最高管理権限保持者ヒアジョー・マホの命令を最高管理権限保持者ヒアジョー・マホの命令をもって処理を開始します。
Amadeus's mechanical voice filled the room.
して。
How?
Rhea's lips curled into a grin.
ビンゴね。
Bingo!
ラウンダーの情報収集能力も侮れないわね。
I guess you shouldn't underestimate the Rounder's ability to gather information.
さあ、マホ、ゴーと言いなさい。
Okay, Maho. Say go.
No.
いやよ、
No.
できない。
I can't.
ゴーと言って、ヒアジョさん。
Say go, Hyajo. And I agree with you, Avian. That's exactly what they're doing. They're inputting the kill code.
あなたが生き残るために。
You need to, if you want to survive.
キリュウさん、
Kiryu!
そんなの無理よ。
I can't do it.
言って。
Say it.
じれったいわね。
I'm getting tired of this.
マホ、背中を押してあげるわ。
Let me give you a little incentive, Maho.
What?
Reyes turned the gun towards Moeka, and with no hesitation, she pulled the trigger. Moeka fell on the floor with a bullet in her chest. I don't need to repeat that one. I can't do the high-pitched coughs.
大変。お友達は出血多量の重傷よ。放っておけば確実に死ぬわ。
Oh dear, your friend's bleeding out. She'll die if she doesn't get treatment. Moeka tried to say something to Maho, but all that came out of her mouth was blood.
桐生さん。
さあ言え、早く。
Say it! Hurry!
クリス、
Chris,
ゴーよ。
go!
最高管理権限保持者ヒア城真帆の命令を確認しました。
Command received from top level administrator Maho Hyajo.
指定されたバッジプログラムを実行します。
Executing patch program.
今度こそ。
This time!
指定されたバッジプログラムはアマデウスに関連するすべてのデータを完全に削除するものです。
This patch will permanently delete all Amadeus related data.
削除対象にはこれまで取得された記憶データのバックアップも含みます。
This includes all memory backup data.
What?
ローカルに保存されているデータの暗号解錠キーも消去し、以後使用できなくなります。
Locally stored decryption keys will be deleted and rendered inoperable as well.
すべての消去が完了するまでには15分程度かかります。
It will take 15 minutes to complete the deletion.
削除処理を開始します。
Beginning deletion.
マホ、どういうこと？
Maho, what's going on?
なんでデータが削除されるのよ。制御コードは不可侵領域ストレージのロックを解除するコマンドでしょ。
Why is the data being deleted? The control key was supposed to unlock the inaccessible storage area, right?
秘密の日記を開ける鍵なんて、もともとそんなもの用意してないのよ。
There was never a way to open her secret diary. What?
当たり前じゃない。
Of course not.
アマデウスが兵器転用される可能性なんて誰だって想像がつくもの。
Any idiot could figure out that Amadeus might be abused for military services.
絶対にそれは避けなければならなかった。
And I couldn't let that happen.
だからアマデウスには外部から絶対に触れることのできない領域を作って、それを無敵の防壁で囲ったの。
So I made a part of Amadeus that could never be accessed from the outside and surrounded it with an invincible wall.
設計した私ですらその壁を乗り越えることは不可能なようにした。
Even I, its designer, couldn't get over the wall.
どこにも出入り口がない城壁を。無敵でしょ。
It's a wall with no entrances or exits. Invincible, right?
そんな。
But that's...
まあ大学の研究費を使っているのにコントロール不能なソフトウェアを作るとは言いにくかったから。
But since we were using university funds to make it, I couldn't exactly tell them there was an area that was out of our control.
対外的には制御コードの存在を説明していたわけ。
So I just told everyone else about the control keys.
でも制御コードの本来の目的は
But the real purpose of the control keys
アマデウスの全リソースデータの削除バッジコマンド。
was to delete every bit of Amadeus's resource data.
要するに自爆スイッチよ。
In other words, a self-destruct button.
これを本当に起動する日が来るとは思ってなかったわ。
I never thought I'd actually have to use it though.
これで全部よ。
That's everything.
もう隠していることは何もない。
I don't have any other secrets.
どうかしら。満足してくれた？
Are you satisfied?
この
You!
どいつもこいつもバカにして。
You little bitch!
Reyes put the gun right between Maho's eyes. Maho didn't look away.
役立たずは死になさいよ。
If you're not going to help, then you can just die! You goddamn louder.
Reyes fell on the floor. She'd been shot by the dying Moeka, who was still lying on the floor.
You!
Maho ran over and held her in her arms.
よかった。
I'm so glad.
生きようとして くれて
That you tried to live.
桐生さん
Kiryu!
あの時いてくれたこと嬉しかった
What you told me before made me so happy.
代わりがいる自分より優れた人がいるそれが何だっていうの
Someone could take your place. Someone's better than you. So what?
私
Because I'm me, not someone else.
ヒアジョーさんも同じ
That goes for you too.
マキセ・クリスは関係ない
Makise Kurisu has nothing to do with it.
あなたはあなただから
Because you're you, not her.
I'm not going to hit the B button because I don't want this being seen by the YouTube censors. Oh, but the game shows it anyway. Never mind! The blood she coughed up dribbled down the top of her motorcycle suit, and that is disgusting. I'm really not happy with that scene. That's completely not needed.
Kiryu!
We didn't need to see the bottom part. We did not need to see that then. I'm really not happy about that. That frame dropping down there was unnecessary. That was unnecessary shock tactics and ruined the fucking scene. You guys should be fucking ashamed of yourselves for that. There was no fucking need to show where that was going. It was obvious from the story. We all could figure it out. I know people like to use the phrase show don't tell, but that's one time an exception should have been made.
Hurry and get away
誰か来る前に
before someone comes.
私は置いていって
Leave me.
何言ってるのよ
What are you saying?
But it was obvious that Moeka couldn't move. Even if Maho got out of the building and got help, by the time she got back...
そうだ
I know.
Maho leapt for the laptop on the table.
クリス救急車を呼んで
Chris, call an ambulance.
But there's no response from the program. Sorry girl, this time you're on your own. But Carissa didn't move at all. Her data was already being deleted. She would never go back to the Carissa she had been before. But that didn't stop Maho from trying to rely on her.
クリスお願い動いて桐生さんを助けて
Chris, please move. Help Kiryu.
お願いよ
Please
助けて
help me.
クリス
Kurisu.
And then...
先輩
Maho,
先輩どうして泣いてるんです
Maho, why are you crying? Huh?
Maho looked up, her face covered in tears, and saw that Christou's expressionless face was gone, replaced by a gentle smile. I guess I was wrong. I guess she hasn't been completely deleted.
リス
Kurisu?
泣かないでください先輩ほら涙を拭いて
Don't cry, Maho. Come on. Wipe your tears.
Chris moved her hands on the screen, as if to wipe away Maho's tears.
触れない
I can't touch you.
私先輩に触れない
I can't touch you.
Chris was acting differently than usual.
まさか私アマデウスに
No way. I became Amadeus?
これも想定される世界の可能性いえ生命と機械にとっての可能性と言えるのか
So this is one of the world's potential outcomes.
or perhaps a new possibility for biological and machine life.
Huh?
She wasn't making sense, but that was to be expected. It was a miracle that she was able to talk during the deletion process at all.
とにかくよかった。まだ消えてなくて。
I'm just glad you're not gone yet.
消える
Gone.
アマデウスを消す
You're deleting Amadeus? Chris's strange words were worrying her, but she didn't have time to check.
クリス、お願い。今すぐ救急車を呼んで。
Chris, please, call an ambulance.
キリュウさんが撃たれた。意識がないの。
Kiria's been shot. She's unconscious.
しっかりしてください先輩。
Hang in there, Maho.
今救急車を手配しました。すぐに到着します。
I've arranged for an ambulance to come. It will be there soon.
大丈夫。桐生さんは助かりますよ。
It's fine. Kiria will survive.
まだダメよ。彼女を下まで運ばないと。でも武装した連中がいて。
Queen, it is a bit like that, yeah, so can you call an ambulance now? Actually do something to help, please.
She isn't safe yet. I need to get her downstairs, but there's all those men with guns.
それも大丈夫。今ビルの監視システムで確認しました。
That's fine too. I just checked using the building's security system.
武装集団はすでに逃亡の準備をしているみたいです。
They're already preparing their retreat.
救急隊が来るのを待った方がいいでしょう。止まっていたエレベーターは再開させておきます。
You should wait for the EMTs to get there. I'll restart the stopped elevators.
そう。
I see.
There was no trace of her strange words from before. Hearing Chris talk like she always did made Maho feel so much better.
ありがとう。
Thank you.
Now that the danger had passed, all the tension drained from Maho's body. Too tired to stand, she fell to the floor.
今ログを見ました。先輩、お上手だったんですね。ピアノソナタ第11番。
I just checked the log. Maho, I didn't know you were so good at singing. Piano Sonata 11, huh?
ここだけの秘密ですけど、そのメロディー、私のマイパソコンのログインパスワードと同じなんです。
Just between you and me, that melody is the login password for my computer.
そう。
I see.
Maho couldn't bring herself to tell her to forget that she'd ever sung that song. It didn't matter anyway. Chris would be gone soon.
先輩、
Maho. Chris's voice changed a little again. She could hear a bit of tension in it.
今から私が言うことを絶対に忘れないでください。
Please don't ever forget what I'm about to tell you. Maho could see the countdown timer displayed right next to Chris. There were less than 60 seconds left.
私たちがたどり着くべき世界は確かに存在します。
The world we must reach is real,
私たちは必ずそこへたどり着けます。
and we will reach it. Her words were very vague, but Maho could sense that there was something very important that Chris wanted to tell her.
何の話なの？
What are you talking about?
私は先輩のことをよく知っています。研究者としての先輩のことなら、もしかしたら世界中の誰よりも知っているかもしれません。
I know you well, Maho. As a scientist, I might know you better than anyone in the world,
だから確信を持って言えます。
so I can say this for sure.
先輩は必ず私が残した研究を完成させ、さらにその先の地平を切り開くことができます。
You will be able to finish the research I left behind, and open up a path to what lies beyond,
私がいなくてもです。
even if I'm not here.
先輩のことを世界中の誰より知っているこの私がそれを保証します。
I know you better than anyone in the world, and I guarantee it. She knew what Chris was trying to say. She was trying to say, you will do something that surpasses what I ever could.
そしていつか先輩の研究が必要になる時が来ます。
And someday, your work will be needed.
必ず来ます。
You can be certain that day will come
先輩の研究が世界を救う時が。
when your research saves the world.
世界を救う研究。
When my research saves the world?
ごめんなさい。詳しく説明できなくて。
I'm sorry. I can't explain the details.
先輩と私がこうして話せることは奇跡的なことなんです。
It's a miracle that you and I can even talk like this.
奇跡なんて科学者としてはあるまじき言葉ですけど。
I know miracle isn't a word that scientists are supposed to use, though. Hey,
あなたは
are you
クリスなの？
Chris?
今の先輩ともう一度話ができて本当に嬉しいです。
I'm really happy that I got to talk to you again.
Chris didn't answer her question.
クリス！
Chris!
Without thinking, she tried to apologize. She didn't even know why, but she tried to apologize. In the last seconds of their final goodbye, she found herself trying to say that she was sorry. But when she saw Chris's smile, she understood. That smile was her answer. No matter what her apology meant, there was no need for it.
あなたを信じるわ。
I believe you.
信じるか。
Believe, huh?
何の根拠もない。科学者にあるまじき言葉ね。
A good scientist wouldn't believe anything without any evidence.
That was all the strength Maho could muster, the best she could do. If she had to say goodbye to her beloved and bratty friend, this is how she wanted it to be. It was a conversation they'd had many times back at the old lab.
解があると信じて突き進むのが科学者のあるべき姿ですよ。
A real scientist has to believe there's an answer and move forward to find it.
The rush of memories was, in this time and place, sorrowful. Because, in fact, Chris had died a few months ago. A span of time that felt like both many years and only yesterday. There were less than 10 seconds left. There was only time for 1 or 2 more words.
それと先輩、
And Maho,
法王院京馬をよろしくお願いします。
take care of Hoen Kiyoma for me.
法王院？誰のこと？
Hoen? Who?
いずれわかりますよ。きっとね。
You'll understand someday. I'm sure of it.
And suddenly, Chris disappeared from the screen and was replaced by a message saying the deletion was complete. And now that I've got through that scene, I can say I agree with you, Avian. So another piece of the puzzle has been unearthed. The password for her computer. So the question is, does anything else lie on the other ending that gets us towards the true? But first, we've got to get to this one.
さようなら、
Goodbye.
クリス。
Risu.
Yeah, I'm not doing my own vocal for that. Some lines don't need VA work. Well, not by me anyway. She was never going to see Chris or Carissa ever again. When she realised that, the tears just wouldn't stop. They flowed freely, and she didn't even try to stop them. She cried like a little girl until the EMTs arrived.
ご搭乗の皆様、当機は間もなく離陸いたします。シートベルトをご着用ください。
Attention all passengers. We will be departing shortly. Please fasten your safety belts.
お客様、
Ma'am.
お客様、
Ma'am.
あ、私？
Huh? Oh, me?
間もなく離陸いたします。シートベルトをご着用ください。
We'll be taking off soon. Please fasten your safety belt.
ああ、ええ。ありがとう。
Oh, right, thanks.
And by the way, I'm like that on planes. Oh, just get in the air, I can't be bothered. When are we gonna fucking take off?
日本を離れるのが寂しいのかしら。
Am I sad about leaving Japan?
そうかもしれないわね。
Maybe I am.
It'd been almost a month since everything had happened. But that month had passed in an instant. Too much had happened during her stay in Japan. It might take her far longer than she'd spent on these islands to process it all.
研究所に帰ったらどうしようかしら。
What should I do when I get back to the lab?
まあ、研究所自体どうなるかわからないけど。
Well, I don't know what's going to happen to the research anyway.
The loss of Dr. Leskinen had thrown the Brain Science Institute into a panic. There was probably going to be a power struggle to see who would get to take over. The scandal with Dr. Reyes had thrown the psychophysiology lab into an uproar. There was talk of shutting down the whole department. Makia had missed her vitals, so Reyes had survived. Makia? Moeka? I thought them. Did it mean Moeka? They managed to fuck it up! The CIA or FBI was probably investigating right now. She didn't know about it. Or care. I was going to say, I thought Makia. Well, that's Moeka, surely. Moeka had survived because of the EMTs that Chris had called. She needed almost a month in the hospital, so she had to quit her job temporarily. The article she'd been working on had been cancelled.
アマデウスがなくなっちゃったものね。
Amadeus is really gone, huh?
Maho's deletion program had worked perfectly, and as a result, the Brain Science Institute's greatest creation, Amadeus, was gone forever.
でも大丈夫。
But it's fine.
That's what she told herself.
私が何か変わってしまったわけではないもの。
I haven't changed.
私は私よ。
I'm still me, not someone else.
今までと何も変わらない。自分の信じる道を進むだけよ。
Nothing's changed at all. I'll just follow the path I believe in.
Believe. In the past month, Akabe had told her everything. He'd told her everything about his own story. At first it was unbelievable, but when she'd seen the real time machine and heard about Steins Gate, she was finally able to believe. More precisely, she wanted to believe. Chris's final words flashed through her mind.
私たちがたどり着くべき世界は確かに存在します。
The world we must reach is real,
私たちは必ずそこへたどり着けます。
and we will reach it.
There was no way to know now what had happened then. Amadeus's data was 100% deleted, so she couldn't even check the log. But she did have one theory. Amadeus was a simulation of the human brain. Theoretically, there were no differences between it and the real thing. As proof, it was possible to take memory data from one person and deploy it in an Amadeus, making it behave like a copy of that person. This meant that anything that could happen to a human brain could happen to Amadeus.
もし別の世界線の記憶が時空を超えて共有されることがあるのなら、
If a human's memories from a different worldline can be shared across space-time,
それがアマデウスの中で発生したとしてもおかしくはない。
it would make sense if Amadeus could experience that too.
There was no way to tell now. It was possible that Amadeus had suffered from a major error before her deletion, and Maho was misinterpreting it this way to make herself feel better. Or maybe Amadeus had just come up with something to say to make her feel better. Or maybe Maho had passed out and been dreaming. Now she would never know. Amadeus was gone forever. At least, from this world line.
ま、別に構わないわ。
Well, it's fine.
いずれ本人に聞くから。
Someday, I'll ask her myself.
Chris had asked her to believe. To believe in what she'd said and in Maho's own abilities. She'd asked her to believe.
信じるわ、クリス。
I believe you, Chrisu.
She gently laid her hand upon the small bag on her lap. There was a small laptop hard drive inside. It was the one from Chris's laptop.
ここだけの秘密ですけど、そのメロディー、私のマイパソコンのログインパスワードと同じなんです。
Just between you and me, that melody is the same as the login for my password computer.
Just like she said. The password for the encryption was the beginning of Mozart's 11th Piano Sonata. The hard drive was filled with information, from half-written papers to line after line of keywords that she hadn't even turned into ideas yet. Of course, there was the time machine paper too. She'd already given Itaru a copy. Once she got back home, she was going to go over it thoroughly herself.
タイムマシンか。
A time machine, huh?
絶対に作ってみせるわ。
I'm going to make it real.
そして、絶対に救ってみせる。
And I'm going to save her.
私のアマデウスを。
My Amadeus.
The scenery outside the window began to move. The plane was taxiing down the runway for takeoff.
さようなら、日本。
Goodbye, Japan.
多分、また来ることになるわね。
I'll probably be back.
いいえ。絶対にまた来る。
No. I know I will.
その時には、会えるのかしらね。法王院京馬さんに。
I wonder if I'll see Ho in Kiyoma then.
まあ、もしもまだヘタレなままだったとしても、その時は私が引っ叩いて、起動させてみせるわ。
Well, even if he's still acting like a whiny loser, I'll smack him and wake him up.
She had a lot to do. Her life was about to get very interesting.
いっけない。切るの忘れてた。
Oh no, I forgot to turn it off. Huh?
ちょっとだけ。
Just a little. It's about time for takeoff.
You have to turn the phone off during takeoff.
But then you can't see this, can you? I should have sent it earlier. Sorry. It wasn't for a very long time, but I had so much fun with you. Let's see each other again someday for sure. I'll send you lots of line messages, so send me lots back, okay? Alright, later. Bye-bye. See you again, Maho.
またね、モエカ。
See you soon, Moeka.
And with that, we are complete once more. I say it was quite a satisfying end now, because obviously we've had the mystery regarding the laptop resolved, and we've also had once again Dr. Reyes having the rug pulled underneath her twice. So that was quite satisfying, to say the least. As I say, I'm still very uncomfortable with that one shot from what happened to Moeka. I thought that was needlessly graphic and not appropriate at all, really. It kind of ruined the scene for me, because it was really quite a well-written scene, but then that just pulled me out of it. And apparently this was your first ending, Queen. Wow, well you started on the dark path, didn't you? Not as dark as I did. I started on the worst possible. But yes, so it was a cool ending though. It was quite nice to see how it goes. It was nice to see more another side of Moeka explored, because she's always been the stereotypical antagonist. So to actually see her doing things and growing with people was actually quite nice. It's just disappointing that, like I say, once again it was like, it was Reyes. I'm like, nah, completely indifferent to it. Just doesn't make me feel good at all. But, well, as we know, we've got to that ending. There are 2 more that remain. There is one other, and then there is the true. So we're getting deeper and deeper and deeper into this. And then after that, there'll be a short break before I do my playthrough of SMT5. So that's going to be my next stream after this one. But I say, it's interesting because I've heard that you can get to the final ending without seeing this one, but having seen the laptop hard drive, it suggests to me you need to get all the other endings first in order for it to make sense. So I'm kind of glad that we decided to do this anyway, because obviously any holes that are found with it will be tied together. Because I don't like holes in stories. Holes in stories annoy me. So just reached the end now. We're going to see the confirmation of 5 PB games, of course. And we'll get to see just how many of these endings we've got. So there's the achievement. Twin Automata has been completed. We've got the new item in the CG library, new wallpaper settings, and if we very quickly go into the clear list, as you can see, 4 of 6 unlocked. There are 2 more to go. And on that note, we're going to take a break for a couple of days. We're going to be back on Monday evening at 8 PM GMT, where we're going to back up and answer the Amadeus call, but then ignore another one. I'm hoping that will get me to 1 more ending before the true. Until then, thank you all very, very much for watching, and good night.